everybody! How is it going? We're back. We have a bonus stream. Everything wound up working out. We're good. That being said, we have a long way to go before we finish this here piece. But we're going to try to get through as much as we possibly can today. Because this is due in about a week. Also, I am joined with Dempsey today, and I believe Nerd will be joining us a little later. But other than that, how's everybody going? I saw a novel of suggestions from Nikolai and Inkman Studios at the very start. I will do my best to write them all down after the stream, because you both came up with a lot of ideas. That is the wrong brush. But everyone else, how is it going? I see Thunderbirds Fan 103, Ven, Dragons Are the Bomb, Ark, Benjamin Neal, Matthew Mangrum, Apple Flavors, how are you doing? Good, I'm glad you could all join today. Glad because I'm seeing a lot of you from the yesterday's stream, so glad you were able to make both. I'm glad I was able to make both. And we're gonna see how far we can get in our little project today. Is there no sound coming from me?
Say something and I'll check.
Hello. I turned on the sound on my laptop to make sure there's...
I can hear you. Don't know if they can hear me, maybe? Don't know.
No, for some reason...
Yeah, we're both on the stream. I've just heard my voice.
Yeah, they can hear you. For some reason, the problem is my laptop, where I keep the stream up just to make sure from an outside perspective it's going well. It switched audio inputs, which I didn't even know it had a multiple to switch between. So that's why when I unmuted it, I couldn't hear anything.
Cool. Well, they can hear me now, so that's cool.
That's good. Oof. So here's a little insight, everyone, to like my drawing process. The problem is with the dimensions that I work in, the 5400 by 7200 pixels. It gets so big to the point where the Photoshop smoothing brush doesn't really affect it anymore. And so these lines are not going to be as straight as they could just because the piece is so... Can you please follow the line? Close enough.
There's two tricks for that, which you can get away with on live, but you can't get away with on a normal video. First one is you use your elbow like a pivot point and you just do a fast line.
Yeah.
That works because the faster the line, the smoother it is. But you just have got to be prepared to go over the point you want, then you can erase it back. And the other one is you can rotate your canvas, which will make it easy. So you can rotate the canvas around almost upside down and then do it. But I know you're on a display and you've not plugged everything in on it yet. Like all the shortcuts to those little dials to go. Yep, let's rotate it that way. Rotate it that way.
That's true. I do. Which one is it? One of these switches. That's a scroll. This does brush size. And oh, there we go. Cool.
But it just means that you'll find that on your display while you're drawing, there's either left to right or right to left. There's a way that you do it across the screen that works perfectly for you, and you can get the canvas lined up with it roughly. You can just go dun 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 dun.
Yeah.
Which is quite cool.
I've done that during a few videos when I'm like doing a pattern or something, I would rotate the canvas just so I can get a thing. And I then very slowly rotate it back into the correct position so it's not such a harsh cut in the time lapse.
Yeah, it's finding that time lapse thing is crucial. It's like with my ones now. I know the iPad will have a gap at the side, but I want to use the pen display that I've got a bit more. So when I get around to doing that and recording, it'll just be a full screen recording of the pen display, like zoomed in a bit, and you know, the whole focus, and it'll just be. I'm not even going to edit anything out for niceness. It's just going to be the whole screen recording on a couple of videos just going through, and see how those do. Because other channels, nobody cares about the interface of what pops up on the speed painting.
That's true.
So it's like, maybe I should give it a try. And with Procreate, it's different because when that's sped up, it's a pop-up on the screen for all the controls, left, right, and center. But when it's on like Clip Studio or Photoshop, they're all hidden away other than the odd pop-up here and there. So you don't have that flickering on screen effect when you speed it up.
Yeah. I might give that a try. Because I know I spend a decent amount of time. Because so although for the streams I have it set up to just record Photoshop, for some reason I set up the video recordings to record the screen itself. So if I open any other windows, that always shows up, and I spend a good amount of time scrolling through the time lapse and making sure like there's no random Google tabs popping up.
Yeah, it's a bit tricky, isn't it? Because you got to get the right setup for. I suppose if you do two different scenes, it wouldn't be a problem. You've got one for your lives, one for your video, one setup for your video recording, type thing. But yeah.
All right, how's the chat doing? Up a lot more suggestions coming from Nikolai.
Yeah, Ark wants to know what to draw.
Ark, I was trying to think before the stream something to give you. It was drawing a blank.
Superman in a pink tutu, juggling while sat on a unicycle.
Perfect.
That's gonna hate me. He's like, what? It's like, well, I said the most randomest thing I could think of in my head, and it should take you the stream to figure it out.
Yeah. Amazing Venomized Circus. I saw Amazing Venomized Circus Part 4. I would love to do that, and I plan to do that around the time the second episode came out. I just got a little carried away. Oh, actually, wait. I noticed this. I did not do the right kind of nose for Harmony. So I want to change that a little bit.
I'm just laughing because I've just seen Art go, Dempsey, I hate you, in all capitals in the chat.
No, the unicycle should be on fire.
Yeah, Ben's asked me 2 questions, I think. Well, he's asked me when am I going to do another superheroes SCPs episode? Because I could use Homelander, Omni-Man, Spawn, and Hellboy. They're good suggestions. I have no idea when yet. I'm fully booked up for the rest of the month. Easy. So it may be in August, it may be later. I do have plans to revisit it. Just, yeah, I'm fully stacked with content and stuff coming up.
Yeah. It ended up being a pretty packed month, at least on my end.
Yeah, and I truth be told, I've got nothing actually done for Friday. As always, nothing currently done. My plan is to get my video out tomorrow, live stream out tomorrow, and then just the whole week go.
Yeah. I mean, you could. Do you have any like ideas that you're toying with?
Nope. I've been so focused on work and then getting the getting the rest of the redraw out the way. It's like, what am I gonna do? It's just trying to figure out what I could do for the video. I'll figure it out. I'll wake up tomorrow and I'll spin a wheel or something and go, yep.
Yeah. I was gonna say you could always, like, if there's a topic you haven't done in a while that you want to revisit, that could always be a cool one.
Yeah.
Or if there's any, usually what I look like if I'm struggling for a video topic, other than the myriad of suggestions I get, I often look at like, what story do I want to push more? And that usually helps a little bit.
It's more what I'm going to do is the turning into than the story. The story will come to me naturally once I decide what twist I'm doing on a video. I just trying to think what the best one will be. It'll be like.
So what are you? This would be. Okay, this little blank area here is part of the sweater. Okay.
Just reading the chat, Dragons of the Bomb said, you did kind of ask for it, Ark, but I feel for you, bud, and Ark goes, Dragon. I didn't think that there would be a prompt. You asked what to draw, Ark. You set yourself up for it. I'm sorry, but if it was my stream tomorrow, I would have probably given you somewhat worse. So feel thankful that you're only getting off with Superman in a tutu juggling on a unicycle.
How are we looking so far? All right, it's looking like the line art, which is always good.
What sands? What sands from, Ark? I won't be able to draw it right this second, but if you can tell me what it's from.
I believe Undertale? Like the skeleton guy?
Oh, from the Undertale. Oh, that's easy. Okay then, yeah. Yeah, I'll do that, Ark. I'll do that somewhere in this week or by the end of next weekend, and I'll stick it in the showcase. I can't do it right now. I'm in the middle of sorting out the video for tomorrow. Some bits I need to do to be able to record tomorrow. But yeah, I can do that.
Wait, will this stream series be daily? Not quite that, awesome JJ Ranger. I just had extra time this week, and so I wanted to try out a double stream. Depending on how I feel at the end of today, we'll see how often this becomes a thing, because words, yeah. But no, my hope is we finish it this stream. If not, maybe I do another double stream next week, because we'll be rearing up on the due date for the art contest. Or, and this is a long shot because I don't know if I'll have the time to do this, finish it off stream, which I kind of don't want to do. If I do work on this, I kind of want the whole process to be streamed. I think it would be fun. But yeah, it all depends on time, but definitely not daily. That I know for a fact I don't have the time for. Because I have I got the recreations to work on for, not next month, next week. Wow. Alright.
Yeah, I skipped that this month. Mine's next month.
Yeah.
I just knew I couldn't commit to doing it properly without rushing around and burn out, and I thought, nah. There's the one series on our channels we all want to do as close to the best artwork as much of the time as we can do for it, and give it proper time, because it's what everyone submits in, and we want to do justice to their creations.
Yeah.
Well, Arcus question. What is worse than that, Dempsey? What's worse than Sans from Undertale? If I tell you, you'll challenge me to draw it, so I'm not going to tell you.
I feel like I'm missing part of a leg here, actually.
Is that just because of how it is behind it? Like he comes down and you got the knee and then it comes back?
Maybe, but I feel like even a little bit, like right here, should be shown. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. It's hard because like 90% of the body is covered by the hair, so it's really hard to know what should actually be drawn. There we go. Now I want to. No.
Oh, Ark wants to know what's worse than Superman on a tutu. But Ark, if I tell you, you'll have to draw that instead. Do you really want to know? Chat's gone dead now. I've scared them.
Oh, I do see more goats though. That's always good.
Yeah, Ark says no, he doesn't want to know because he doesn't want to have to draw the next one instead.
Drawing the Persis closest to you as a demon created by the Archons.
Loud
Person closest to me. The person closest to me is technically no one.
I'm the furthest from you. I'm in another country.
Yeah. I guess geographically, Popcross might be the closest, depending on which side of Canada he's on. I was gonna say, considering he uses EST in his videos, it'd probably be somewhere along the East Coast. But that's just a guess. I joined a little late. What did I miss? Not much, Sneaky Raptor Squad. We're just continuing our House on the Outlands drawing. We're nearly done with the line art, which is good. Kind of wish I got that done yesterday, but it's all right.
Whereabouts are you then? As in state-wise, not as in actual location?
Like what state am I in?
Yeah, or what area, but not actual location, like somewhere recognizable.
I'm off by the East Coast, in the States.
Okay. Because pretty much, yeah, the east side of Canada is where I think Popcross is, if I remember rightly. Because most of his used to be Toronto, but they moved.
Right.
So he's... Because I just remember because it was all tagged in his videos.
Right.
So I know, and he's still on the East Coast side, but that's all I'm going to say. Obviously, I'm not going to dox anyone on the, anyone or anything, about a lot. I don't know the exact address, but I know enough from not being told, but from a few things to, roughly guess the area, and I am not going to cause any issues from anybody.
Nope.
I'm closest on the stream, then, but I'm furthest geographically.
Yes.
I'm over in the UK, so I'm not even. You know, there's like a 5-6 hour time zone difference between us on average.
I believe
So,
it's
you know.
around 5, yeah.
The best thing is, when I'm doing a stream and I go to 1 o'clock in the morning UK time, I'm actually drawing tomorrow, and you're seeing it present day. So I'm time traveling with my artwork, according to time zones. Oh yeah, we know Popcross is off the grid for the week. He's got a Benny Sharp compilation coming out. I kind of want to see if the line from the Sharp versus Nexon that I suggested is in there or not. It's one of my favorite lines.
That'd be great. Is he? Do you know if he's doing 2 videos this week or is just doing that one?
I think he's got 2 scheduled. One's a compilation of Benny Sharp, and I think one's an actual video he'd worked on in advance for it. But don't quote me on that completely. This is just what I'm thinking. It also depends when he gets back to whether he's, yeah. Also, I have jotted that down on my list of possible videos. It won't be any time like this month and probably August. It'll probably be later on in the year. But it is a suggestion I've dropped down on there for the Loud House characters as SCPs.
That's a cool one. I think there's a lot of potential, just because there's so much variety in the characters, personality-wise, for that show.
Says KyngPin, may I ask you something? Are you going to do something, some type of overseer thing or something similar?
Ooh. I don't know.
Now, we all get asked this, and we all have characters that are as powerful as overseers in our stories, but we don't exactly call them overseers. Which is the thing. You know, they are technically as powerful as an overseer they could be, at least in some of mine, but they are not what I'd call an overseer, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I don't know precisely what I'm doing with, like, the whole dimensional thing. If I'm doing a dimensional thing, I haven't decided yet. Right now, I'm focusing on introducing the characters, individual stories, just so people can get to know them. Some of them have like initial story arcs that they're going to go on, but in terms of like big grand spectacles, nothing quite in the works yet. I don't really want to just make it out of the smoke brush, so I'm gonna do my best to just kind of draw it in myself. We'll see how that goes. When is Voice Actors Fusions Part 4 coming out? I think I'll probably do one next month. I know it kind of wound up being a monthly thing, right? Because something along those lines. But yeah, I don't know what happened this month, why I didn't do one. I think just because I was focusing a lot more on original stuff. I don't know, actually. Well, because the Recreations came out the 1st of this month. Then there was the Capture Corpser. Then there was the Smosh redesign. Then there's tomorrow's Monday. Tomorrow's video. And then the Recreations. So probably an August video, I think. I'm not. Don't quote me on that entirely, but yeah, it'll probably be soon because I enjoy doing them. Just don't know see if I can find what I'm looking for. KyngPin, may I give you an idea for a video that we draw a character and you turn them into something similar to an overseer? That could be fun, but what would something like an overseer look like? Because for the most part, assuming we're talking about Popcross's overseers, they all have varying designs, and the only like similarity between them is the runes. So I don't know if there's much that of a recreation that I could do. Like, I couldn't reimagine them as something else. It would just really be giving them the overseer runes, unless I'm totally forgetting something.
I think it'd be just turn them into your version of overseers. So they wouldn't necessarily have to be runes. You could maybe give them a weapon each or a unique feature each that classes an overseer, the same symbol. Because you're basically drawing their character as overseers. They don't have to be as Popcross overseers. You turn them into I would have, well, for me personally, reading that, I took it in as take their character suggestions and just do a bit of story about how they're like the ruling creature in that dimension, and what makes them an overseer is this and da-da-da. Because, you know, the overseers could either be beings that just get recreated when they're destroyed, the same creature over again with the memories of the past one, and it just continues to be, or they could just actually get killed and it passes on, like with Popcross's one. It's however you imagine an overseer in your storyline.
That's true.
Plus, it makes it easier for you then, because you do what you want to do.
Yeah.
Although, as Ben put, one of KyngPin's most powerful characters, Duckscare.
I think so. That might be true. I mean, it's not like the bar has really been set particularly high at the moment. Not many other characters with powers have been revealed. But yeah, Duckscare is definitely up there. Alright, how do you look without the smoke? You definitely do look like smoke.
Smoke will have different bits of density, so when you're actually colouring it in,
Yeah.
you'll have some dark areas in that, but also, once you've done the final smoke character, back up the layer, do another layer, and just lightly, very lightly, with a soft eraser, erase some bits around the outline, so the background fades through, or some areas where it's going to be lighter,
okay,
wispier
yeah.
smoke, where the density moves around. You can give that feel of motion.
Because it's definitely going to be densest. Actually, I don't know. Maybe it's probably going to be denser toward the face area. And I guess more shallow toward the area where she's punching, so her fist could go through. That makes sense.
Yeah, I say that from her fist to the tail, except for the leg part on the tail that you're trying to hide, those could be lighter, and then just a few patches going up to the top bit.
Yeah. Duckscare 100% would be an overseer. Subscribers, superheroes in the world of Ruby. Interesting. I've never seen Ruby, but I am familiar with it, so that'd be a cool idea.
So the films of the DC heroes, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, Flash, going into the world of Ruby, and then Ruby going into the world of DC in the second one.
Yeah.
But they both continue on. That is really good. I've watched them both.
Oh, really? Nice. I want to watch the I haven't gotten a chance to yet, but I want to watch that Crisis on Infinite Earth animated movies that they're making. I think they're like.
I didn't know they had animated ones. I know we had the Clockworks, Green Arrow, Supergirl, and the Flash have Crisis on Infinite Earths, and I know there's been a few animated films on it, but I didn't know they're doing.
I think they're doing a new.
Are they doing new ones?
Crisis.
That'd be quite cool.
On Infinite Earth, DCA. Yeah. 21 minutes. Yeah. Release date January 9, 2024. And then there's a part 2, which released in April, and then a part 3 that released just a few days ago, actually.
Where you can watch them all.
That's a good question. Where can you watch them? I don't know. It does not say on the wiki page, at least.
That's fine. It can be your own version of Superman. It's not a problem.
My guess would probably be HBO Max, the streaming service. 'Cause I believe they make it, the whole DC stuff, so probably there. Also, Popcross only mentioned overseers with runes on their chest or head, but he never drew any with runes in those places. Yeah, I believe that was mentioned. I think that was Mytholethal that was mentioned, but there's no but. I had nothing else to add to that.
And yeah, Ben, the DC Ruby crossover's the one that's on about with the Superman and that going into the world of Ruby and becoming teenagers, and then when they come out, they're adults, but the world of Ruby's out in the real world, and they've got to sort that out. Ben, wouldn't the Watchers be the closest thing in Marvel to the Overseers? Only they don't get involved. Because the Watchers exist in a dimension watching and recording over everything. They kind of technically rule that dimension. They've chosen not to interfere until the last Watcher that's left, or the Watcher that we know, but his species would be the Overseers. In Marvel. I don't know, man. Popcross cooking, that's for sure. He might be at his retreat if it's hot over there.
Yeah. I cannot wait till colder months. I will say that.
It's been really muggy here, even though the sun's out. I'm waiting for a bit cooler tonight, but I'm waiting for a thunderstorm. If we ever get one, to just ionize the air. It's always so much fresher and nicer after that.
Yeah. Storms a couple times here, but and we're supposed to get some this week. Cool. Imagine Krampus giving physical forms to their versions of the Archon demons, but giving them forms that are creatures from mythology, but also with natural elements and the genre themes. That could be pretty interesting.
Question on that, Ben, is if Krampus gets destroyed or something, or his magic gets dispelled, do the other versions of the Archon demons go into thin air? KyngPin Studios stream idea: Skibbly Toilet is a human superhero. Can we call him Captain Toilet then?
That would definitely be an interesting idea.
So we've all got a heat wave, but Thunderbirds has got rain that's flooded the store that their mum works at.
Oh, yikes.
Okay, it says I have rain that it floored the store that my mum works at, so I think it's flooded the floor a little bit.
I do hope everything's okay. That does not sound pleasant at all.
If it's an area where they're used to it, though, it could just be the bottom of the floor bit's flooded, but it's not like flooded through the store, if that makes sense. It's just overflowed a bit. Depends on how they mean. But yeah, monsoon area, monsoon weather. Buckle it down and hide. I'm not sure your question, Ben. Would it matter if you had either Loki or some villain he teams up with? Make the bodies of their versions of the Archons. I'm not sure, because Krampus is one of Loki's minions. Krampus's spells would be what creates them, and from the way the story goes, he's created them out of nothing with his spells. So if anything happened to Krampus, they would technically just disappear in the thin air. But the question is, what happens to everything they've affected in the time that they existed? Because that'd be the only way to do it, is with Krampus magic infuses either into a body that's been created from parts like a Frankenstein, or if it's a case of it's from the magic, and then when the magic depletes or Krampus gets defeated, then it goes gone. I'll let you do this one. From Ven.
What's up?
Ben says, Dempsey or King, give me an OC. I'm going to make, in lots of quotation marks, cool fan art trust. I'll let you pick which one they do for that.
I don't know. I don't have many with designs. Who am I going to throw to the wolves?
They said an OC. They never said it had to be one of yours.
That's true. But I don't want to throw anyone else's OCs under the bus. I guess let's throw Duck Scare. Let's see what you do with Duck Scare, Ben.
Blushing Duck Scare. And Thunderbird, I'm glad it's only leaking from the ceiling and not actually flash flooding like monsoon stuff or anything. That's a lot. I know that's a bit of water damage, but it's a lot less potentially dangerous than other bits.
Yeah.
is even fan art resistant. Nobody wants to touch it.
You know what? I'm not going to do anything to Duck Scare.
Yeah.
I don't...
Duck Scare is literally not only time powers, but fan art resistant.
I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. Alright, that doesn't look too bad. So that's a good final pose. I'm not too sure about the face. I guess we go in and I guess next step is lines. Okay.
While you're doing that, I will be back in just a minute.
Sounds good. Okay. I'm gonna throw Harmony's lines up to the top so I don't lose the layer. I'm gonna start a new one. I'm gonna not do black, more of a dark gray. So what is Harmony? Harmony is... her main colors are warmer. So maybe I'll do like a bluish... a smoke with a bluish tint to contrast her. Let's see how that works. I will sacrifice for Duck Scare. Famous dog characters as human superheroes. Interesting. I'm already cooking something for Duck Scare. Ooh, I'm excited. Dempsey, nothing is saved from the internet. That's true. Imagine Duck Scare as a demon created by 50 and 51. Ooh. Reimagining. So instead of an SCP, Duck Scare would be a what do you call it? A demon? How would it look? Ah. I might take that for a recreations idea, Ben. Once I have more OCs, draw one of the OCs or creatures or whatever as part of a different narrator. That'd be cool. So like Duck Scare instead of an SCP for Plague, demons for 50 and 51. And notepad. What are you? You look like video ideas. Cool, I can add to you. Draw OC / narrator as other narrator. Definitely need a lot more characters before I can do that one as a recreation topic, though. Actually, let's credit who wrote that. Suggested by... Cool. Alright, so now, as you can see with our borders here, our smoke guy is getting a little cut off on the end. Hopefully that's okay. I don't know if filling out the frame is the best idea. Maybe it's better if it's contained within the frame and there's a little bit of empty space that they could use. I don't know, but because they want it in 3 such different what do you call them? Dimensions, it's really hard to get an image, at least one that I'll be happy with, into such a area. Yeah, and maybe bring in that random character that you had narrate the catnap mech armor. Oh yeah. Keep forgetting about that guy. Last we left off, he got knocked out. I don't even remember what voice I gave to him. Let's do this. Connect that like that. Draw this one here. Maybe I'll lower this a little bit so I can get a little more fluid with the lines. Because I have a pressure sensitive brush, meaning the harder I push, the thicker I can get. And I kind of want to have the lines trail off, but it's really hard to do that. It's pressure sensitive, but not that, I don't know. It's hard to explain, but like thin, thicker, thin. Also, it takes some getting used to remembering to push down on the pen in order to get those thinner or thicker lines. It is. I don't know. I don't think I've ever put this much conscious thought into the line art before. See, no, because. No, wait. That wasn't bad. Like the more the outer it is, the thicker it should be. If it's closer to the inside, then it should be composed of thinner lines. Yeah, like that. Something like that, where it's not uniform throughout. Yeah. KyngPin, can you please say to Dempsey that I will throw pie if he gives me another weird thing to draw? I will... Oh. He's back.
What type of pie?
Ooh, that's a good question.
And also, I can give you something even weirder to draw, but you said no.
Yeah, also, young dog from boss level sounds suspiciously like you, KyngPin. Yeah, I watched the video. I unfortunately wasn't there for that episode, but yeah, he does talk a little bit like me. Speaking of that, I have things to say because, apparently, the one episode of Boss Level I wasn't in, is currently at, what's it at? It's at 40 views, within a 2-ish, 3-ish hour time span, which is the highest we've ever gotten. It's weird. Yep. I guess I'll just have to sabotage it.
Well, I watched a bit of the Chain Together one that you're on, and it was so weird seeing you guys go so slow and carefully across those bone bits on the way up the tower. And the other stream that I've ever watched of Chain Together, they legged it and jumped left, right, and center, and it was amazing. They were still hanging on top of it. They were like both chains off the side bit, pulling each other up, and ridiculous. And it's just the contrast between you guys going, yeah, no, we gotta go careful, we gotta go careful, we gotta do this, and the other ones are just going, let's go.
How many people? Wait, how many people were the other one?
They had about 4 in their one as well.
Yeah, how? That's insane. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. It'd be cool to do that one again, but I don't know. That's a stressful game. Plus, I sent some xenomorph tyrannids to boss level. Yeah, I saw that. Luckily, I'm not at the studio, so not my problem.
On the other side of things, if you send it to boss level, they can't be tormenting you. But, you know, boss level play games. Just load up Alien Isolation for them, and the Xenomorphs will just be happy.
Oh. Please don't give anyone any ideas. I do not want to play that game.
I've seen it where someone's played it with 6 aliens going around on hardcore mode. They got a mod and it's like, yo, what? It was insane.
Oh. That game looks ridiculously horrifying. I don't know if I could do it.
Art goes Dempsey, I'll throw apple pie at you. Does it have a laptop or a MacBook or a iPad in it? If so, throw it away. Like, throw it as many as me as you want for the apple pie. If it's just the actual food apple, then no. You don't have to throw apple pie at me. I won't eat it. No, Ben, it's not. I'm referring to Diz, Serial, and a couple of other people from Crew Inc. They do Lethal Company fit streams, but they jumped on the chain together, and it's like they're actually quite funny to watch. Especially one of the differences on latency. One of them's like, "Wait, I didn't push to go off the edge. Why am I going off the quick, pull me up." It's like, I don't have a favorite fruit art. Oh, Lethal Company. Yeah, if that's the one you're about using the mic against you, it does indeed. Eyeless dogs can hear you and giants can't. Oh, I did a first KyngPin. I didn't tell you.
What?
Played Lethal the other night, and I trapped a coil head successfully in the railing in a mansion using the little glitchy hack you can do.
Oh.
So it couldn't come off the railing to get us. We were safe to run around and just not bother looking. It was amazing. I even recorded it stuck on it with... didn't have the game audio, but I got my phone out and recorded it actually stuck on it. It's like, oh my god, I did it! Actually worked. You need 2 people to do it, and it was a bit weird. I can't remember if I got all the combinations I did, but it was like, yes, I've done one of my achievements. I've done that. I've just got to kill a nutcracker with a knife now. I killed a butler and managed to get the nut. We managed to get the knife, which was quite good.
Oh,
my game lagged. I don't know how I survived and didn't die in the corner by the door, but you know,
right.
I survived. But yeah.
Yeah, I've learned I'm not good at Lethal Company.
Yeah, it's the more you play it. I can successfully now kill spiders. Haven't tried thumpers and brackens yet, but I'm going to download a mod that allows me to learn how to do that. You go in God mode and you can just spawn them to practice.
Oh, nice.
But I can kill spiders and loot bugs quite easily. I can almost loop the ghost girl so that she'll disappear while running away from her and not looking at her. I should have been looking at her. I can avoid the jester if you're ever in main, in mansion, and the jester pops, jump on top of the door frame on main, the door that you exit the facility from, because for some reason on there, if it touches you, it cannot kill you, so you can look down at the door and escape.
Okay.
Other monsters can still hit you like the nutcracker if they see you move up there, but yeah. I've been learning so much. My next task is to trap the jester on the railing or somewhere. And maybe trap the those moths that fly around if you kill the butlers, those like hornets.
Oh yeah.
Murder hornets. So I'm getting used to the creatures thing. Obviously, nothing helps you against platform falls and fails. I mean, they're just or turrets when you walk through the door and it's like, nah, you're like, wait, where's the?
Yeah.
Hi guys.
KyngPin, we know that you're bad at Lethal Company. I know. I'm not... I like playing video games. I never claim to be good at them. That is something you all quickly learn. Okay. Did I close off all the smoke? I think so. Alright. I know for a fact the bucket tool in Photoshop is less than great. Yeah.
Ben goes Lethal Company and Chained Together, the end of boss level. Well, that was short-lived.
Well, there's a difference. Lethal Company is going to be the end of boss level because I don't take it seriously. I know I'm bad at it, so I don't even try. Chained Together, on the other hand, is a rage game. And it's... Ooh, it is really, really rough. Alright. How am I going to tackle... Let's get some gradients down.
See you later, Sneaky Raptor Squad, and thanks for joining. And also, killer instant characters as predators. Interesting.
Oh, okay.
Hey guys,
Hey, nerd, how's it going?
Hey, how's it going?
doing good. Hope not intruding on anything.
Nope.
Nope, you jumped in just as it was quiet, so it was a good time.
Great.
So if I do it like, I can do it like this. Give the green glow of her fist to kind of light the character, and then I guess meticulously go around all these lines to color it in.
Ben, imagine Dempsey playing Chained Together. I played it in real life when I went on a school trip. We were all tied together. It was dark, and I got dragged through a stream and everything else.
Ah.
So I played real life Chained Together, and yeah, it cut me off at the waist, and I got dragged across everything. It was pitch black, so we couldn't actually see what was going on. So the minute I fell over, that's it. I'm just getting dragged across the floor.
Yeah, that sounds absolutely dreadful. Do not recommend.
Goodness.
It was about a good 20 odd years ago though, so it's not a problem. You know, it's just a memory now. Painful one, but a memory nonetheless. No, it was a good school trip. It was just yeah, awesome, JJ, and it was fine. It's just you just tied a rope round us and off we went, and it was just throw the knots were to make it like a disappear. You can pull it you can, if you have the slack, you can loosen the rope. But obviously, when you got 3 more people tied to you running one direction to do something, and you trip over and you go and wait, and they're not listening, you're getting dragged across the floor by 3 people. Yeah. Thankfully, though, there's no major rocks or anything. It was literally just grass and some water and a couple little rocks in the stream, and then back on the grass. So it's not like
That's always good.
That's pretty much how Chained Together goes.
Yeah, it simulates my experiences. How dare they spy on me when I was younger?
I was gonna say,
I want money for that
royalties.
game now. I feel scammed. Where's my royalties? Then do a Shana the Godslayer, the last one that I did, my OC. There's a link to the characters on the Discord in character reference. She'll be in there if you need a reference.
After doing the motion chart for so long, seeing that we're only an hour through this stream feels really weird because I feel like I've been working on this forever.
Yep.
Ben can send Xenomorphs, but I can't send animatronics. Yeah, because the animatronics don't work half the time. They're very slow.
Yep. Besides, you know how many electronic devices I break on accident? I can handle a few animatronics.
That's true.
Oh, that's the case. I'll invite my brother over. He's very good at dismantling things that are electronic and not knowing how to put them back together again.
Okay. With this gradient, I'm really liking how this is turning out.
Right. Are the lines on your inking like closed completely around the smoke area or not?
They are not, and I don't know where. I'm also not using the paint bucket tool because for some reason in Photoshop it leaves like a ring around the outside.
That's your tolerance setting on your bucket. Whenever there's a ring missing on a selection or like you fill in, whether it's a gradient tool or any other bit of the bucket tool, usually that's down to the tolerance of that tool for the area that it'll completely fill out.
Oh my gosh. How much time could I have saved myself if I knew that?
Yeah, if you could just find where the...
Yeah.
Wait, your smoke's on a different layer, isn't it?
The line art is.
Yeah, but it's all the line art flattened on one layer, or is that light grey on a different layer to the other line art? Because that's where your problem is.
There's definitely something within the line art that's not closed. I just don't know where. Oh, wait. It's because it's not on the same layer
Same
as
layer
Harmony.
as the black ink.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's now got that massive gap in it between.
Yeah, all that.
Yeah, I hate it when that happens.
Now, if you'd realised that, you'd have saved so much time too.
Yeah. I'm not... So drawing like these multiple subject pieces are a bit new for me. At least doing them digitally. So I'm still trying to figure out how to tackle the process. Because I feel like it's better. It's going to take more time, and in the long shot might not be worth it. But if you draw both characters fully, and then just erase the intersecting pieces, that might work better. I'm not fully sure.
So top tip if you're doing it that way: draw them fully, render them fully with the light source, and then you can clone, including the final flattened image of each one. So then you flatten both of them with the line arts and the final rendering of what the light effects are on them that you want, the illustration.
Right.
Then once you've done that, you can then duplicate the layer, or just do a copy with the line art selected of that layer that you want to then bring in the foreground by duplicating it and just layer them above each other. Or use a mask tool to like erase the bits that you don't want of the layer that's over the top of the other one. But the idea is that you do a full render, so you can always move them about if you want to, if you do that approach. The other approach is if you've got the two together and you know what they're doing when you do the line art, you actually just seal off that one's line. So where, even though the arm is floating, the hand will be floating elsewhere from the forearm, you don't have half the forearm or the upper shoulder because the smoke's covering it. So you'd only do the line art down and around for the bit where it's that character that you see, if you know what I mean.
Right.
Obviously easier said than done when you're doing multiple characters, because you always forget. It's like, yeah, I've done this character, I've done it. Oh no, I've done something I can't do now because where did I do that?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, even worse when you're drawing multiple characters and you accidentally do it on the same layer, so then you have a bunch of lines crisscrossing all over each other, and you don't notice until you're on your flatting stage. I've done that before, it is the worst.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that's the point where I'm like, okay, well, this piece will never be finished. Okay, so here's your little fire hand, or whatever you want to call it. Now you need to go over the hand, but under the smoke and also be transparent. It's one heck of a combination. All right. But then you also have to be under some of the smoke. Oh boy. Okay. Let's go. Okay. Let's draw out how the fist is going to work. Have you guys watched My Hero Academia Season 7? Not yet. I know it just came out, but I am still a few seasons behind and need to catch up before I can start the new one. I think I'm going to soon, hopefully, because I know the manga is either over or is ending soon, so it'd be cool to catch up for when they finally get around to animating that.
Awesome JJ Ranger wants to know how long will the stream be?
Stream will most likely be another a regular Sunday stream, so around 5 o'clock-ish is what I'm shooting for. Because then I have to eat dinner, and I would like to finish up some work before the end of the night. That being said, that could also be pretty dependent on how much of this we get done.
Yeah. So like most of your drawings, this one has like an actual due date.
Yeah.
Which could complicate things.
Well, most of our drawings have a due date, but not quite as intensive as this.
I banged too hard on the fact. I'm like, okay, yeah, we'll finish the emotion chart soon, and then we can start on this art challenge. And then I'm like, wait a minute. We still have a lot to go.
Yeah, I'm doing a double release tomorrow. It's going to be weird.
Right, the video and the live stream. I'm
yeah,
excited.
it's like do the video. Maybe I can redirect from the video to the live stream.
Yeah.
Yeah. My release schedule this week is a bit weird too. A lot of random stuff has come up, so now I'm just releasing one video Thursday randomly.
Yeah, I'm trying something new tomorrow, and then maybe seeing if I can get an extra one out for Friday.
Well, I've got one that should be on Friday, and then I've got the redraw video, which I'm working on the scripting now. Then do some editing. I recorded half of it at least. So I got part of it done. So I've got to do the next two little bits, which hopefully won't take long. I'll get that done tonight, and then yeah, let's work on the rest from that.
I feel like if I wasn't if I didn't do stories on the channel, I could probably get out more-ish. Just because I know scripting for me takes the longest.
Yeah, but the stories are like half the fun around here.
It is. Actually, I take that back. The longest part is being unable to read the words I wrote on camera and then having to go and cut out all the mistakes.
I was about to say, editing's probably the longest part. Scripting takes longer than the artwork sometimes.
Yeah.
as in an individual piece. But editing, I mean, the editing on average can take anywhere between 2 hours if you got it right, and you're lucky, to 6+ hours to a whole day.
Yep.
And then you get people go, "Where's the video? It didn't come out." It's like, yeah. There's a lot to do in it.
Yeah, when my last community redraw, literally every video, people were asking, "When's the redraw coming? When's the redraw coming?" And I'm like, I appreciate your anticipation, but I'm working on it. It's taking a while. It's like the longest time I ever spent working on a video.
Mentioned this already, but I think you got to finish this particular piece outside of streaming. The deadline is so close. Yeah, that's true, Ven. I think we'll see. It really just depends on where we are in terms of this video, where we're gonna, or this stream, how much we're going to actually finish it. Is that not a good color? I feel like you're... I'll make you... Maybe if I just add more colors.
Probably should just screenshot one of the images and then just color pick the flames off it
That's true.
on the reference. Like just quickly create a swatch or a set of swatches or some blobs on the actual bit that you can just pipette tool back with some of the colors from it.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I did for mine.
Problem is they are transparent, so
Wait,
depending on where you pick, it's gonna actually going to give you a different color. But
That's fine, because the very bright bits that look transparent or glow brighter would just be as like a color dodged layer with that color built on top of the existing layer. The same color, it'll get whiter and whiter as it goes along for the glow effect.
yeah, they are a bit bluer.
Ben says, Dempsey, maybe make a character that is as powerful as Tarsa to create the physical forms of their versions of the Archons. The Archons, but they're basically the Overseers, aren't they? The Archon demons are basically the Overseers from the Popcross's storyline, so I don't know. Would I have Archons? Maybe they exist, maybe they don't.
What was the question?
It was maybe make a character that is as powerful as Tarsa to create the physical forms of their versions of the Archons. That's basically creating someone to create Archon demons like Overseers, like in Popcross's story, which is kind of like, would I have them in my universe? Would they exist?
Right.
Would I feel comfortable doing that? I mean, that's a whole unique story thing from his multiverse tales.
Well, are the Archon demons a real thing? Because I know, like, I'm blanking on the name in the moment, but the whole like record things he has.
The Akashi records. They are.
Those are like either a real thing or a real concept. So.
And the Archon demons are like error incarnated, walking manifestations of bugs in the system. I mean, Gods and Demons wiki do have Archon demons in there, and an Archon demon is.
I believe on some research, the Archon demons originate from Gnosticism. Can't say words today. And they're basically what they are in Popcross's world, just creators in general,
Got it.
Hmm.
if I remember correctly.
Yeah, basically, probably originally referring to the Greek daemons of the planet in Gnosticism, or however it is. I say it how it's spelt, but yeah, basically the word that you said, Nerd. They became the demonic rulers of the material world, each associated with a different celestial sphere. As rulers over the material world, they are called archerites, principalities, or rulers. So basically, they're just demonic things that can create and rule over what they create. In a gist. I mean, there's a whole lore and mythology around it, which you could probably use, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know how would I approach adding them for being unique for my universe or my twist or my story.
Right.
Because I wouldn't want something to be able to create them, like, as Ben suggested, create a character as powerful as a character that's already been referenced to create the physical forms of our versions of it, because it's like, well, I don't, even if that's part of the mythology lore, that seems too much, as in that's almost going too much down the same storyline, because once I've done that, then I'm hooked to that storyline.
Right.
Yeah, besides, the three of us kind of get accused of being Popcross riff-ups enough, so...
Oh yeah, I've had that in a
something
few
like that,
comments.
yeah.
Some people say, oh, it's the British version of Popcross, which is a great comment. Some people have had comments say, you're just a rip-off, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, and I'm thinking, I spent ages to figure out how to respond to that message, and I just pointed them to the Sharp vs. Nexon one where he did the cameo, and just the ones where Popcross shouted me out on Popcross's videos, and I just went, yeah, and just let me know if you want, and just read and other videos on the channel like this episode are this, and I just stuck it in the comment and left it. Never replied, and they never replied ever again.
I mean, which is kind of ridiculous, because all art in some way, shape, or form is derivative of something else.
Yeah. All art is copied from the first person who drew a line and then connected another line.
Pretty much.
It's literally, it doesn't matter what concepts everyone comes up with, everything in art isn't original. It's your original spin on it sometimes, and different versions of the same story retold. But yeah.
Yeah, but to an extent, everything is somewhat based on something else.
Mm-hmm.
Ben, what would the Dempsey illustrations current of Tarsa and or the Archons? I've got no idea. I'd have to research up on them, to be honest. As in the mythology itself and how to integrate it. Mine would probably be, it'd actually be just the planets, like a avatar for each planet in the system.
That'd be interesting.
And then that avatar from the planets goes on to some weird storyline, maybe like when the planets align, the avatars can exist, and that's when they're that maximum power. And then they've got an evil plan to do something. So even though the planets align for only for minutes on Earth, like for humans, there's actually maybe each minute's thousands of years for the Archons to put things in place to then cause a massive world apocalyptic event or something that's got to be stopped. That could be one way to do it. I'll forget all about this idea later, don't worry.
Well, it's documented now, so.
Yeah.
For KyngPin, please draw Loud House characters as xenomorphs. I haven't drawn xenomorphs yet. It'd be fun to take a try.
Yeah, I'm just removing a couple of the multiple versions of that message manually so that you fed it out now, so we don't need it in everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Just to make it a bit easier for us to scan down the screen and actually read it on our side.
Right. My arms hurt. Oh, I'm sorry, Ark. Feel free to take a break. You don't have to finish the piece this stream.
Yeah, I mean, I only asked you to draw Superman in a tutu juggling some balls riding a unicycle. Nothing complicated.
You know, I literally just joined. And I'm listening to all this completely out of context.
Yeah, that's why I thought I'd just say what it was. Yeah, so Ark wanted something to draw, and I just said, Ark, draw Superman in a pink tutu, juggling some balls or something while riding a unicycle.
That is
And then-
a very normal request.
Yep, and then they asked, what could be worse than that? And I said, I could tell you, but you'd have to draw it. Do you want to know? And the next answer was no.
That is completely fair.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, I gave the choice. If you wanted to find out what it was, you'd have to draw that instead of the Superman one. It might have been easier to draw what was worse, but, you know, never mind.
Okay, we're getting there. We're doing things. Things are getting done. Your arms. I guess they're solid white.
Well, they're covered in the red hoodie all the way down to the hands, so
Yeah.
the arms would be a red colour, and then it's just because of the glow that it just becomes...
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
trying to figure out if I do a layer mask, or I'm sorry, like a blending mode on top of the originally colored things to give it that effect, or just straight choose the color. And
I would use... If it was me, I would do the base colour that you've got as a add or a colour dodge mode on top of it, on top of what you've got, like a layer above everything, so that eventually you'd still have hints of the colour, but if it spreads out a bit, but the main bulk will still be white, or whatever that bright colour is, if that makes sense. I mean, you could just pick the colours and just pick what you want here and there, but
yeah,
it gives you a bit more freedom then, because you can change the layer mode on it instead of just colouring it straight on to bring back, if you want to make it so it's a bit more green than white, if you want, if you know what I mean, you can change the mode options a bit.
Yeah, that's true. I think before any of that, I'm going to lay down Harmony's flats just to get a better idea of what the picture looks like. A lot of Harmony is actually like solid black, which is very interesting. I do kind of want to copy the style of line art. I think I mentioned this last time, where it's a different color depending on what attribute it is.
Oh, you mean the bits where it makes the artwork look a bit softer because it's a different shade of the colour that's underneath the base one to make it stand out on certain areas?
Kind of, yeah, like how since the pants, her pants are pitch black, they're outlined in blue. Her hair is outlined in a red stroke, which that'll be fun to do, but whatever.
Fair.
I just read Ark's comment. Oh my god, I just realised tomorrow Dempsey's going to stream and I'm going to have to pray for his mercy.
Since the original Arcandines are based from planets, better start praying, Arc. Doing a little bit of cheating by color picking the exact colors of her outfit, but
Well, that's not exactly cheating, that's just making sure you use the reference right.
that's true.
Yep.
Because what you do on top of it with the effects to change the colours is down to you, but having the actual colours from it as the base flats is the ideal thing to do.
That's true. This is going to be interesting. Her hair is black, but it's highlighted with red. So would a lay a near black down as the base layer, and then paint in the red highlights. I think is the best way to do it.
I'm a bit confused, Ben. You said you suggested 7 dimensions to make it different from how Popcross wrote his interpretation, but aren't the Archon demons the overseers which the Sharpgan's fighting, and they all exist in a different dimension of their own because they've all got their own worlds that they rule over in separate dimensions?
I mean, I don't think they're overseers exactly. They're more just like creators of the multiverse in general, just existing in an entirely different plane of reality.
Yeah, so
I say as if that's a normal sentence.
yeah, but basically they are in their own existing dimensions, not based off planets. They've got their own dimensions themselves. So they're not like true to the main lore. They are based of, they rule over different, like you say, different planes of existence, different dimensions. So therefore, if they rule over what they create and they've created them, then surely that's different from them being avatars for a planet? All in the same dimension? I don't actually know what the original... It's that long ago, I can't actually remember what the original plot for the Archons, how they came to be.
So do I.
Yeah, no one... yeah, I mean, they're just a regular part. There you go.
I think it was something with the multiversal orb.
Yeah, Fear herself used the multiversal orb to create physical bodies so that you can exist on the same three-dimensional plane. Once again, I say as if that's a regular sentence.
Yeah, but I completely understand that compared to the other stuff that's in the chat, so it's fine. That makes sense. So yeah, so having them as avatars from a planet based on when they align, that the avatars for the souls of the planet that break free is completely different from it being a case of multiple dimensions. Multiversal orbs sound quite cool. Don't we, Ben? I forgot about them as well. But just hearing it sounds really
Be right
cool.
back, guys.
Okay.
Okay. So while he's gone, what do you think of the artwork so far? And be brutal. Put your comments in the chat and he won't spot them because by the time he catches up, the stream will be over. It'll be fine.
What?
Nothing.
Don't worry. We're just heckling you, it's fine. We're just helping chat, making it more fun and
We're talking
entertaining.
about you. All good things, all good things.
He's going to play it back 10 seconds and go, what?
Alright. Let's see what people say.
Oh, did you listen to it back then?
I did.
I knew you were doing that. I was like, damn, he's got it so he can play it back and he's got it on a device, I bet. It's like, oh, I see. It's like, yeah, like I said, we're heckling you while you're gone. More fun for the chat. Who completely ignored it and gone on to, like, deciding what I should possibly do if I ever did Archons.
Yeah, this stream's about you today.
On the plus side, it gives you plenty of chance to work on the artwork.
Of colors going on. Ooh, wow, those are not good color for the eyes. I'd like to avoid using plain white, but that's the only color that looks natural for eyes. Right. Oh, I guess I should probably lay down the flats of the hand too. Alright. Do I skip out on gradients and just go for flat flats? Nah. Colors that
I'm always curious how you do your colours in your process. Because I've seen this a few times where people do the whole layer, and obviously then they have it set up for like the gradient on top of that, and then they might have a clipping mask, and then it's an inverted clipping mask, so when you paint it brings it in and stuff. So I'm just trying to figure out how you do it.
Well, just for my reference, I like to do like a test color sheet, just lay down what colors I'm using, and then I'll pick those, choose a darker version of the color, sometimes even a slightly different hue for the gradient, and then lasso them in. Of course, now that I have the paint bucket tool trick, nope. Where are Harmony's lines? There we go. Is that gonna work? Still a little, oh. Wait, seriously? How tolerant do you need to be? It's because of the wand's tolerance this time. Okay.
You need to be about as tolerant as Pop Cross looking at a blushing Dresden.
Yeah,
Well, it's a shame he's on a digital detox for the week, because we could have sent it to him and see if we can hear him screaming from the resort. Or laughing from the resort in a good way. Because I reckon he'd just find it amazing.
I would like to hope he would be laughing.
Hey, he liked Bunny the Joker Sharp. Sorry.
That's true.
And I was saying, or we could be like, hey, Popcross, glad you enjoyed that peaceful meditation. Time to immediately ruin that.
Yeah. You've just cleared your stress levels. Time for a reset. They're back again.
That's mean.
Yeah, but no,
also
seriously, Ben,
funny.
we're heckling and we're joking with scenarios, but it's an amazing piece of artwork. It is really, really, really awesome.
Yeah.
And I guarantee he'd be laughing in stitches and loving it. But yeah, we're just heckling scenarios where Popcross might go crazy instead. It's more fun.
He did seem to enjoy the one I drew, so I think all's good.
Yeah, and he did like Bunny the Joker Sharp with the grenades and the Easter boat thing in the face and that, and he thought that was quite cool when he saw it. So
Yeah,
he
but I
loves
feel
the
like
fan art bits.
that one's a bit more in character for Benny.
Yeah. Maybe I should just submit that for the variant for the multiverse things for him to redraw in his style. Bunny the Joker Sharp. That'd be quite funny.
Worst that happens is it gets showcased in the reel of everyone else's.
Yeah, that'd be quite cool. Ark, you have about an hour 20-ish, I think. Left?
Yeah.
About an hour 10, hour 20-ish. And a colour for rubber balls.
salmon.
Orange.
Oh, orange, salmon, and Nerd, you want to throw out a color?
Coral.
Oh. Awesome JJ Ranger says, help, what do I say? I don't know the context because all you said is be right back on your last message. How about I'm back? Hello? Welcome? Goodbye? Bye? Hi? Hi? Bye?
You could always throw in a good evening, everybody. Welcome to our corner of the internet. This is Boss Level, the most vicious video game show of all time. Hey.
Then we don't know if he's seen the original Blushing Dresden from KyngPin's emotion chart, I think. I don't think he's seen your Blushing Dresden yet.
Yeah, because he mentioned he was completely doing an internet detox thing, and that happened within the time he was not being on internet.
Yeah, by the time the video on Friday came out, he was going, I think, on Thursday away for the week. That's why tomorrow, I think, is the Benny Sharp compilation.
That, and I know he doesn't use Discord, so I don't know if you put it anywhere else. I know I didn't. So...
Well, I think he's still got his Discord profile. He just doesn't have a server anymore.
Yeah. And he's definitely not part of my server.
Yeah, he's not on mine. Otherwise, I'd be like, yep.
Yeah, sorry, but those are same as the hair color. Okay, this is coming together quite nicely, I will admit. Ah. Apologies, I'm still getting used to which way zooms in and out on this dial on the drawing pad. That's gonna be fun for the time lapse of this video.
Just at this point, I was thinking, this looks a bit funky. Whoa! Then it zooms in and out on that bit.
I don't know what to say. In what context?
Apparently, in general.
Oh, in general? I don't know. I don't know. I really don't. Wow.
Wubba lubba dub dub. I know who you mean by Kurt. You mean Kurt, who was he used to run the Popcross server, didn't he? That became the artist block and stuff. And I don't know if that continued or not after that point. But I think that's who you're on about art. I think. But yeah, I mean, let's face it. If Popcross had the server, it'll be flooded in minutes.
Yeah.
Like his last one, and the main reason he stopped being a part of the last server that Kurt was doing because he felt he wasn't able to put in the time required for it to be a Popcross server. Others were managing it and everything else for him, which was great, but he just couldn't get to any things or have time to talk about the server stuff, rules, competitions, how things can tie in, all that lot. Which is a shame. It's just a case of he was just so busy doing everything else. It's one of them things.
Yeah.
It's really weird. Like, studying, like, the colors of this is really interesting, because now, even with these few red streaks, I feel like I've completely changed the color of the hair. And these are just supposed to be highlights. And then I'll grab you, copy you, link you to Harmony's hair. Okay. Turning to the right zooms in. Turning to the left zooms in.
I'm assuming you've done a clipping mask over your line now, haven't you?
Yes.
Cool. I was just gonna say, I could just picture you going party through and going, I don't like that color. What have I done? I can't undo it.
Oh, that would be
For the
bad.
brush strokes.
Yeah, I'm not good at decisions, so if anyone ever looks at the videos, they'll see I try to minimize as many final decisions as I can. All my flatting are on little color layers that I can change if I don't like them. All the shading, I give myself the ability to change the base color whenever I feel like it. I'm not good at just sitting down and saying like, okay, this is how it is, this is how I want it to be.
Yeah, I'm starting to learn how to use Clip Studio's. Basically, it's just the hue saturation curves and curves itself from other programs, but using the tonal curves and stuff like the colors and that to try and pick certain bits of light in and out, or then change the tint to be more bluish if I want it to be a cooler effect, or pick up certain colors and that as I get to the end of an illustration, and then up the saturation a bit and work on it.
That makes sense. How has...
Yeah, I was about to ask.
What were you about to ask?
Anyway, I was about to ask. I was wondering if you were planning on lowering the opacity of the cloud thing, or keeping it fully. What's the word? Crap.
Opaque.
Opaque. Yep, that's what I was thinking of.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna do like different areas are more opaque than others. I just want to get through all the flatting first, so we have a pretty good idea of what the piece is gonna look like before we start working on all the special effects and stuff. Okay, I'm honestly debating adopting this kind of style of line art instead of just making it pure black, because I really love how this looks. I might make it a slightly different color.
I
than
would
the
make it
highlights.
a slightly darker color than the color that you want in there. So if based on the highlights and it's to red, you drop it down to a more darker version of it, so the highlights can pop, but it still defines the lines.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's the same with like the purpley boots of hers, or the red, like the red hoodie. That would be more probably the red of the highlight, or a slightly more blackish red, but you just do it enough so it's not exactly black in certain areas.
Yeah.
But that also depends on how much of the line art you want to do with a different color to black. It's the points you want to pick out to make it your style.
Yeah, that's true. Wow. I'm fascinated by how that works. It looks so cool.
Yep.
Okay, cool. So that's that. We're gonna move on. First off, we should be naming these layers. Hair. Hair streaks. Sweater. Grab you. press undo. I messed up. I'm sorry to hear that, Ark. I hope there's a way you can try and fix it. Actually, I haven't decided where the light's going to be coming from. Probably from upper would make the most sense. But then if it's lower, it makes it creepier, which will look cooler. I mean, the main light source is gonna mostly be the fire of the fist. So I'll probably stick something along those lines.
Right, we'll be back in a minute.
Sounds good. It's never too late for the undo button. Not
Great. Well, Dempsey's gone. Let's go judge some of his artwork.
I hadn't left that quickly. I heard that now.
Oh. Oh, you didn't.
cut it from the stream.
Quick, fix and post.
I will say then there are times when it is too late for the undo button. I know if you do a certain number of actions, the undo button can only handle so many. And so there might be a time when you've done too much that undoing is not an option. It's unfortunate, but it's the sad reality of art, or digital art.
Yep.
Radio. Reverse goes around here. Now, interestingly, I'm interested to know where the lining of pants ends. Does it go into the sweater, or is that sweater, is that top of the line? I'll point it out in a second. Is this area up here, do they consider that line to be part of the pants or part of the sweater? The answer is pants. So we'll make that blue. Solid color, blue, and make it a little darker. Yep, just like that. Fun fact, I draw on 1 to 2 layers and occasionally 3. Wow! That is impressive, awesome JJ Ranger. I mean, just you can see how many layers I have because I'm scared of messing something up. But 1 to 2, maybe even 3 is really, really good. It's actually would be a cool idea for a video, like 1 layer art challenge or no undo button. The average layers I have is 40 to 50. It's my way of hoarding myself. Nope, I think that is completely valid, Ven. I don't even know how many... I mean, are we talking layers in the final piece or layers overall? Because, I mean, right now we're only working with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We only have 15 layers, but if you open all these sketch groups, like all down here and here and here, like look at all this. Layers in the overall piece. Oh, I have to average somewhere. I might average somewhere around like 50 to 70 maybe on a good piece where I know what I'm doing. But yeah, overall, I am a layer hoarder. Gradient, slightly darker. Have you ever tried drawing something and then your hand is like, no, because that happened to me once. I tried to draw a snail with coffee as a shell. Oh, that's actually a really cute idea. Yeah, all the time. My hand refuses to remember how to draw things. Hands is a big one.
Yeah, I was about to say hands as well as the big one for me.
Yeah, facial features sometimes. I'd say one of the big ones is probably the different hairstyles. Well, hairstyles in general, but some days are better than others where I can draw the different hairstyles of the boss level host for any of those thumbnails. Sometimes my hand will just be like, yeah, I don't know what this is. I'm like, come on, we've done this a million times. Pick your digital art fighter. Layer savior 1 to 5 average, or layer hoarder 50 to 80 average. I'll take option number 2, please.
I feel like there should be something in the middle there. Between that. Just anything.
Moderate layer 5 to 50. I mean, that's
current drawing that I'm like the last drawing that I worked on, if we're counting only layers that are like what's the word? They're like part of the final piece and not like any posing or reference images or etc. I have like 12 in this last one.
Oh wow.
And not counting like posing and etc.
Right.
Okay, there's a third option now. Oh, I'm gonna go with Jack of all trades, 10 to 20 average.
That's pretty good. I'd say that's a healthy average. Alright, how do I want to do this? Do I just want to put everything... Oh, actually her mouth doesn't have color. The inside of her mouth is pitch black.
Really? Huh.
Yeah, I've seen some shows and art do that.
Yeah.
I always do it like a dark red, but I can see the appeal of doing it this way, especially for this show since it's got a darker tone.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't draw it. I didn't add in a tone. Eh. I don't think it's worth adding one. With simply eye color. And then I guess just white for the teeth, right? Crying. If I didn't mess up, I would be done. How much time do we have? About an hour, I'd say. I'm definitely not gonna finish. But I will say we did get a good amount done in this stream. We got Harmony's line art, we got the smoke sketched out, we got the smoke line art, we got the flatting done, we got the fire hands. Our final step is going to be rendering. And I really... I'm going to try to... It's going to be a major risk, but I'm going to try to, if I can, save it for a stream.
See, due date is 29th, so look at my calendar real quick.
That, I believe, is a Monday.
Yes, so you should be able to work in another stream by then. And if you really want to tempt fate.
I feel if I do a double stream, because I don't think... I hope it doesn't take too long to render. I guess it's also really dependent on what rendering style I want to go for. If I want to do it more cell shaded or...
Also, are you thinking of doing anything for the background?
Yeah, there's that too. Forgot about that.
I'm back.
I might take something out of your book and do something slightly more minimalist, because but then again, like, there's a lot of empty space for the vertical and horizontal layout. Then again,
But that's why for mine I did like all of the limbs and stuff reaching out so that no matter what way it was cropped, it would always be something in the piece.
yeah.
What did I miss?
Not much. We were discussing how many layers we normally use in our pieces. Awesome JJ Ranger averages 1 to 3. Me and Ven are upwards of like 50.
Yeah, I'm around about, let's see. Because I only have 22 layers in sort of Procreate to work with. I'm probably around about 30 to 40.
Oh, that's not too bad.
I have more rounds. And more rounds or 7, 12.
Yeah, but that's because I'm counting it as not the when I flatten the layers. They're still separate, because in mine, obviously, I flatten down. I tend to put all the flats onto one layer after I've done all the rendering on individual layers, and then I do my lighting shadows on the layer above that. So it's that aspect.
Yeah, typically if I'm doing the rendering on something, I do it on the same layer I draw the thing on. So that really reduces layer count.
That makes sense. Alright, cool. Hello, Sticky Art Shorts. How are you doing? And welcome to the stream. I hope you can enjoy what's going on here. Because right now what's going on is the most mental capacity I've ever spent on art in my life.
We are slowly watching KyngPin go insane. Have fun.
Oh, okay. That is not... Let's switch up these colors a little bit. Reset alignment. Alright. That's actually not a... Color wheel. Purple, yellow, blue, orange, red, green. So maybe I'll pump this up a little bit to the more maroon side of things so it can contrast that green light. I don't actually even know where the other half of this... Oh, okay. So it's a little big. I like that. I think that's a good call. Let's get these borders back in here. Would it be smarter to render out things now or start getting rid of the overlap in places?
I would render... Well, it depends on what you mean by the overlap. If you mean the overlap between like the legs and places and like the transparency bits, I would probably still render it out first and then do the transparency bits.
Yeah.
But keep them on separate layers to start for now until you've got the character and the smoke creatures transparency sorted between those two, and then look at the transparency of that as a final layer joined together on a background over a background there. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Interesting.
But it also depends on what you're planning for your background, because if you've got the light source from a particular angle or a particular type of background in mind, you need to bear that in mind when you render them out.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna stick to a main light source being the fist. And then, oh wait, if I'm making the smoke thinner, I need to draw out the rest of the arm here. Oh wait, I have the rest of the arm. I forgot I just put it in a clipping mask. I'm sorry, what were you saying, Dempsey?
I was going to say, that bit can still be quite thick with the fire as if it's come out, and then you can have it other areas. So that arm bit can still be quite thick for contrast. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Alright, starting to... Here, let's do this back. Okay. Alright, let's get to shade. Actually, also, what I really like about this, at least from the stills I've gathered, there seems to be a small noise filter, at least on the characters in the show itself. Which if you watch me, Pop Cross, I don't know if either of you do it, but right before the shading, I like to add a noise layer to give it a little extra texture.
Yeah, I sometimes add too, depending on what it is.
No, I don't particularly do that.
But I erase it around glowing parts, so, or the eyes, or something that's not meant to have the texture on. I tend to erase it around those, depending on what it is. But I tend to have one that's a bit of like a, almost like the airbrush grainy texture that we've got, and then I've got another one that's a bit more of a grunge texture that I drop down, both to be the opacity bits, but that I put in if I want extra depth into it, or depending on the character, like if it's a transform or so, I can use the second grainy layer for a bit of texture, like it could be rust or metallic, like the paint on the metal's scratched or something, kind of transformer.
Ah, gotcha. Hey, Kate and King, how you doing? I actually might increase the noise a little bit for this particular piece. Yeah, I actually like how that looks. Maybe a little less, but yeah, that's cool. Alright. Now, do I shade with green? I feel like I'll shade with green for the highlights, but I feel like doing that for the shadows might make it look a little sickly. Actually, what if I do like a red? Lines. Glowy fists. What are you? You're the noise layer. You're the sweater. These are all flats. Harmony flats. Your reference picture. We can get rid of you. Oh, it is shaded with like a kind of... It looks like it's shaded with like a kind of maroon purplish color, so... What are you? Oh, you're the... Okay, you're the smoke color. Smoke color. What are you? Oh, you're the... Okay, you're the frames. Frames. Word of advice, everyone in the chat. Always name your layers if you can. Because this gets confusing fast. Hot, highlights.
I'm not sure I can be to blame for that, but I don't know if I take credit as a compliment from that or insulted by it. If I had a nickel every time Dempsey gave me something to draw that makes me want to burn my house down, I would have 2 nickels.
Yeah, that's not a lot, but it's weird that it's happened twice.
How many houses are you going for, Art?
I don't know if they're actually burning their house down. They said makes them want to. So it's more so of the intention rather than the physical act of doing it. At least that's how I took it.
Yeah, but I like to think he's burnt 2 houses down and he's got a limited supply left. So how many times do I have to keep going until you run out of houses?
Quickly, let's see how quickly we can make Ark homeless.
I have 3 houses so far. Okay, Art, so for tomorrow's stream, you're going to be homeless by the end of it, yeah? Key thing, Art, figure out what to draw before the stream. Because if you ask me, you could be homeless at this rate, according to this scenario.
Unless the authorities catch you, then you'll be given, air quotes, a
free
home.
bed and board.
Yeah. Alright. So far, pretty solid shading wise.
Then technically we're not, but in theory we are.
What was the question?
You guys are going to turn someone homeless, laughing my ass off. And I thought, technically we're not, well, in reality we're not, but technically we are.
Speak for yourself. I'm not taking any part in this.
It's your stream. You're already an accomplice just by that you've hosted the platform for us to speak on.
Guilt by proximity.
Yep. Sorry.
All right.
You're like, "Oh, forgot about that part. Damn it. Hey, Galahan 19.
Hey, how's it going? Hey, KyngPin, how's the community redraw coming along? Last I asked you, you didn't have that many submissions. Actually, Galahan, last time you asked me, I didn't have any submissions other than yours. Luckily, more people have come through since then. And there's enough submissions to do the redraw. And this morning, I just finished grouping which heroes are going to be combined with which villains. Which was, I will admit, a lot harder than I expected. Trying to make sure everyone's stories still made sense.
Yeah, I found when I was choosing them, it's the hardest part isn't the ones you pick together. Although, you know, when I fused them with their Pokemon type things to keep the backstories and stuff, on my fusion video ages ago, it's as you say, it's taking their backstories and combining the bits that make sense out of them for a new storyline. That's the fusion of the two.
Mm-hmm.
And depending on, you can't just read the stories and then say I'll fuse these two together because the stories match, because that takes some of the fun out of it. But at the same time, it's, you get one or two where it's like, oh wow, these go perfectly together, this is amazing, and you get two that don't go together at all and you're like, how am I gonna do this?
Yeah. Well, the thing was, I said in the end of the last one that I'd be taking someone's hero and combining it with another person's villain. So I already set myself up, not for failure, but for a hard time, because now you're dealing with, depending on what people wrote, two opposing, basically, motivations. You've got the good person and the bad person. I'm like, well, I definitely have to make them lean one way or another per story. I just don't know how.
Although it would be nice if you had a couple that were conflicted.
Yeah.
That'd be quite cool. Ven, you said, speaking about the redraw, you edited your lore a bit because it felt very empty after passing Discord's limited text amount. There are two ways around it. One is to upload a link or a document to like a online Word Google Doc or something with the lore in it and say this is my lore, where you've got no character limit. The other one is there's a way to do it. It's like a little a weird text area, like a .txt section, and you have more text, more characters that you can write in there than you do when you have your normal text limit that comes through. But those are two ways I've seen people get around it in the past on my redraws, which might be useful for you.
I've seen a lot of people on my server just kind of send multiple paragraphs.
Yeah, that's the other one. They write out and they copy and paste it, and then they pick up the next one and drop it and drop it. Yeah, Eden King, it does, but not many people hit it unless they're doing a lot of text going on a block. But it is there.
Yeah, I don't even know what the actual limit is.
I don't know, but as Ben said, it's if you don't have Nitro yourself, then yeah, it gives you a limit. It's one of the perks, the features, which makes sense. It's how they get the money to keep all the servers going.
Yeah.
Hey, Galahan19, question for you. How's your emotion sheet going along? Have you finished it yet? And then there was silence.
Very telling there.
We're all waiting in anticipation to see the response.
Anyway.
I'm gonna have to refresh my chat. I want to make sure it's not actually frozen. Nope. Okay, that's fine.
No, yeah, you're good. I'm suddenly half motivated to make a Murder Drones OC. Go for it. That sounds awesome.
And if you only get halfway through it, just draw half the character with some wires or oily bits hanging out from the other half, where the other half would be.
Oh, that's
Fair
dark.
enough.
Well, they said they were half motivated, so they might only get half the picture done.
Valid. I love watching a piece come together.
Yeah, there's something satisfying when you get to a certain point, isn't there? It's like you look at the line art and think, I'm not sure I like this line art or something, or you think, oh wow, this is great. And then when you start colouring, you're like, I'm not sure about this. And the further you get into it, you're like, yeah, this is starting to look quite cool. Well, I'm on to section number 2 out of 3. So I've made some progress today.
That's good.
Yep. I'll record the script and edit it all in tomorrow, so that's not going to be a problem. I'm going to get that live.
Yeah, I have started writing the script for my newest episode coming out this week. And it's probably one of the funniest ones I've written in a while.
Nice.
That's good.
When I figure out my topic for my one this week, until as what the subject is as, then the script will probably come to me really naturally on the subject matter. It's just a case of figuring out what I'm going to do, because I'm a big fan of the subject matter. So it's like, yeah, this shouldn't be a problem. It's just figuring out how to put that into some. An Arc says, Dempsey, I have a question. Do you like when I'm in pain? No, but technically speaking, I like it when I'm not in pain. So I wish you all the best. I don't like you being in pain, Arc, but at the same time, I would like to say that it's not me in pain, so it's fine. Which is a bit harsh, but yeah, I answered it honestly. As long as I'm not in pain, it's fine. And as long as you're not actually in any real pain, like, actual pain, then it's fine.
Fun fact, I think my Photoshop is slowing down.
Fun fact, hit Command S to save it now, or Control S.
Good idea.
Just to be on the safe side of it slowing down, because it could be a case of you're running out of space, or the scratch discs are getting full for this image.
That's true. How do I feel about the multiple layer?
I would get the smudge tool or the eraser on soft, and just on that really dark one, or one of them, just tap it lightly with like a small opacity, just to like take some of the harshness out of the line when you're zoomed in, if you don't like it with the 2 layers.
So just like blend the 2 shadow layers together.
Not quite blend them, but if you zoom into it, and I've got to wait for the stream to catch up. So you zoom into it, but where you've got the really harsh dark shadow across the top, inside of the shadow, not the solid line, but just a bit over the solid line and the inside, if you up your soft brush quite large, or do that, yeah, or just blend that edge of the line. It just takes a bit of the harshness off it, but still gives, at least some of the techniques I've been kind of like learning with that anime style bit to do. But if you do it and you do it right, it kind of gives you your style a bit more, but it just softens a bit of it out a bit, tiny bit. It's hard to explain until you actually see it or you do it.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I don't know. I might just like overall just do a once over of this area, just so it's not as dark.
Oh, Ark, Ben's actually right. You've got to specify for no crazy prompts. Yeah, just like,
Even then,
what
there's
to draw
some
that's
very-
not crazy? Sorry.
Yeah, even then, there's some very obvious loopholes one could take. What is truly considered crazy? Maybe to Dempsey, suggesting something not crazy would be crazy.
The hardest part is the rubber balls. Yes, because you've got to get the texture right on it.
Ark, please, I hope you know that I am playing no part in this. I would
It's
have
all
given
KyngPin's idea.
I
For
was
the
given,
stream. That's
I
why
would have
I'm on
given
it.
you something much easier.
I tell you what, Ark, I will make sure you've got an easy thing to draw tomorrow.
What's the prompt again? Superman something juggling
Superman-
rubber balls.
Yeah, Superman in a
tutu?
pink tutu. Yeah, so Superman wearing a pink tutu, juggling balls while sat on a unicycle.
Okay.
Because why not?
Art goes, I know KyngPin, I love you that way.
I win.
I don't trust you at all, Dempsey. Then Art, you got two choices. You can either ask me for a prompt tomorrow, or have a prompt yourself lined up and just draw it during the stream. But if you ask me for a prompt tomorrow, I was going to be nice, but if you don't trust me, I can't delay your expectations. I'm gonna have to just live up to what you know. If that's this, if you don't trust me and you think I'm just going to give you something challenging to do, I may just have to just give you something challenging to do, so you're not let down, disappointed by me not doing what you expect.
It's gonna be the
Don't we
start
all
of
love
a
psychology?
Love psychology. Reverse
Yeah.
psychology.
Ark's now thinking, oh my god, what do I do?
This
No,
is the new levels of the prisoner's dilemma here.
Oh.
Yeah, but on all seriousness, what is that logic? That's the logic of, well, if you expect me to be evil and give you a complex one to do, who am I to deny your wishes? But if you think I'm not that evil and you'd like a simple one to do, then just ask, can I have something simple to draw? What can I draw that's not too complicated? So all you got to ask in the stream and we'll come up with some ideas. And Caden King says, Dempsey, imagine if the pink tutu had pink kryptonite on it. That'd be terrible. Maybe the pink tutu is the kryptonite.
Ooh. That's sinister.
Actually, Dempsey's a good guy. He wants something simple tomorrow to draw. Oh, I love it.
I can't really. I'm assuming there's not much I can really do. I guess the green glow works. Not white. That's good. Do some of this.
Do I know what pink kryptonite does?
No, you don't want to.
Yeah.
Red kryptonite unleashes his emotions and inhibits his. Well, it breaks his moral compass to use his powers for his personal gain. Green kryptonite is poisonous to him. Blue kryptonite will turn him human with no powers. Gold kryptonite is the XO one from the series, which has the souls of the Kryptonians in them. They can also give people superpowers. The Kryptonian superpowers. What other kryptonite is there? There's a whole range of different color kryptonite. So pink maybe makes him.
Whatever you
I don't
said,
know.
whatever you guess, it's not going to be right. I can assure you.
It's not. No.
Is there actually a genuine pink kryptonite?
Yes, there.
It is. It appeared once during the Silver Age as a gag. Then was picked up as a fan favorite meme. Then it's been
Oh,
adapted
that
into
one!
Yep, that one.
So pink kryptonite. Well, that would explain why he's wearing the tutu, juggling on a unicycle. Inadvertently, yeah, Ark, you're right with that one. That is what it does. So technically, the whole tutu scenario could be from that in this theme. So yeah. I know the artificial kryptonite splits him into two halves, good and evil. As per the movies. The artificial kryptonite that was made.
Isn't kryptonite supposed to be like remains of his home planet?
Yes, and there's a theory that the reason it affects him differently is that it's not only it isn't because of the radiation from it, it's because the kryptonite itself contains the energy and souls of the citizens when the planet blew up, and that's why it affects them. So green kryptonite has all the screams from when the planet explodes, and that's why he gets weaker and nearly dies. It's because and his powers go weak, is because it literally overloads his nervous system. It's one fan theory.
I don't want to know what types of souls are trapped inside the pink kryptonite.
Well, all of their births were done through genetic selection and, you know, being grown like a test tube and, you know, like in a lab thing and that. So maybe it was just, you know, all the... I expect the kryptonite range of emotion or range of things that would power them is probably based on all the either regressed or locked up emotions of the Kryptonians that they don't experience based on their civilization.
Possibly. All I know is after the stream, I'm going outside to scream at rocks and seeing if they turn green.
Well, it doesn't take a planet exploding with it, so please don't blow the planet up.
Ah, fine.
Then, Dempsey's prompts must be like those randomizer challenge levels you encounter in video games, and sometimes they're way ahead of your skill level. Yeah. My prompts, if I have a random prompt, it is random. You thought silver kryptonite gives superpower. Well, it might do in the comics, but in the latest series, Superman and Lois, it was the almost like golden color kryptonite, which was X kryptonite or XO kryptonite, that when it turned into a gas and was inhaled by people, they gained the powers of a Kryptonian. But that was discovered after initially that kryptonite was used with something called the Eradicator to put the trapped consciousness from the crystals or from the Eradicator, using that bit into a person using the X kryptonite to give them the Kryptonian powers for the consciousness to go into it until the consciousness takes over the body fully. It was a really weird storyline in the series, but it was quite cool.
Is this from the live action one or the animated one?
Live action Lois and Superman, the one with the one that had season 3 this year on BBC iPlayer.
Oh, I didn't even know we're still going.
Yeah, I want season 4. It left on a cliffhanger. He was fighting Doomsday at the end.
Nice.
On the moon.
What?
Yeah. I'm not going into spoilers on it, but it ended up that him and Doomsday were about to throw punches at each other on the moon. But Doomsday's origin was unique. It wasn't like with the films where it was a Kryptonian weapon or a genetic abnormality from a damaged Genesis chamber or something, or a Kryptonian that was they're trying to make when they had a war, they were trying to make the perfect soldier and ended up mutating a Kryptonian into him. Its storyline is just so much cooler. But I don't want to spoil it, but you find out in season 3, it's like it's a sub story all the way up till the end of season 3, and it's like, oh my god, there's little bits here and there, and you didn't see it coming.
Oh wow.
How much time do we have left?
About 30 minutes. And this is the part where I start panicking.
But you've got quite a fair bit done, so
True.
you're on progress.
Yeah, you're on the right track.
You might just have to do a bonus stream middle of the week.
Possibly. Hmm. I don't know, because there's supposed to be highlights, so they wouldn't make sense for it to be affected by the lighting, but at the same time, it looks weird to not be affected by the lighting. Then again, they did say my style, so I think I have a little bit of creative range. I think I'm going to leave it with only one layer of the shadow rather than both. Yeah, I'm okay with this. Dempsey, I meant to ask. So, as I've mentioned, I have this new tablet, and ever since I've set it up, this brush I have for fur has been moving, has been changing angles along with the angle my pen is at. How do I stop that?
That's your brush settings to be, or pressure settings to be responsive to tilt.
Tilt. Okay.
Basically, it's picking up the tilt of the pen that you're doing. That's changing the angle. So I don't know if it's going to be in your Photoshop settings. But there's somewhere where it'll do with tilt, and when you're doing it, it's because you're tilting the pen, it's rotating it.
Right.
It could also be maybe the pen has always meant to work this way, and your other tablet didn't work.
Possibly.
Where are you trying to put the fur in? How come?
Oh, I'm not. This is just overall. I figured you might have an answer.
But then again, isn't that so when you're moving your... It could also be to draw fur in different directions. You tilt your pen at that angle and you have it go in that direction with your swipe of your brush.
Yeah.
So you can mat them on top of each other.
Oh, okay. It's actually not as bad as I don't know.
Yes, it could be to try and get a more realistic version of the fur. It tilts with the brush. So sometimes if you're doing a couple scratchy marks for the fur, different angles round, like around an object in the cylinder or something, you might be able to get that flow of it.
Okay. I think this is just going to take some getting used to. But, yeah, you might be right. Thank you. Yeah. Right. We will test that out when an actual piece calls for fur. Right now, we cannot waste any more time.
Says KyngPin drawing more fur.
Let's lay down the lighting. Boss Level played YouTube mobile games. I'm definitely watching that after the stream. Yeah. That's all I have to say. I didn't really know what else I could really add to that.
KyngPin didn't show up in that episode.
Yeah. I honestly was gonna be like, what if, when we mentioned that in the episode, the watch time just drops immediately?
Oh, just quickly, to answer your question about same-sex couples in Krypton having children, other than Superman, who was born naturally, all the Kryptonians were born from the Genesis chamber, taking DNA from both parents to create the next one, that create the sons or the daughters, based on their DNA being combined. So technically, same-sex parents wouldn't make any difference to them having a child. It would literally be the child of both of those Kryptonians, based on how advanced their science is. So you wouldn't have the question of can they have. Yes, they can have. The question is, would they choose to have?
I did not know that about Superman.
I am a big fan. I've watched the Krypton series, a lot of Superman films, a lot of Superman TV series like the original Lois and Clark with Dean Cain, and that all the way up to, Smallville,
Nice.
the current Superman Lois one. So it's like all the different fan stories and stuff. But that would answer your question. Yes, they can, because the majority of the population is just born from taking a DNA sample from both the parents and then it being combined to create the offspring. I've got no idea if they've got any rules against, same sex or not, politics, but they've got the technology that should be able to technically do it. Oh, I have an idea. I want to draw next Overseer as a tiger that has lightning powers because of my energy drink, and that's the same name, Ultra. Okay, draw that for tomorrow's stream, or my stream tomorrow then. That'll be an easy one for you.
I keep forgetting that there's some sweater beyond the smoke.
The Adventures of Superman. Let me just see. I'm probably have, but
That's the new animated one.
Oh, is that the new one where he's developing his powers as he goes along? So his powers kicked in while he was fighting giant robots in the first episode. Because I've only seen the first episode, but I want to watch the rest of it.
Possibly. I haven't actually seen it, so I would not know. I'm notoriously
Oh, there's an original Adventures of Superman though. There's the original old-fashioned ones that I've seen. So if that's what you're on about, I probably have seen some of them. No, I want you to give me an idea for the stream tomorrow. I like your ideas, but they are crazy. Ark, I've been tame with all my ideas.
I feel like you're just asking for your house to be burnt down at this point.
Well, I wouldn't go that far, but I mean, it's not like I'm asking you to draw a Tyranid fused with an Indoraptor that has also Kryptonian DNA. It's been brought back to the dead, so it's got a zombie type effect to the body, and it's got cybernetic lasers coming out of the weird mantis things you can have on the front of it.
What?
Precisely. I mean, what I've given you, Ark, is easy compared to some of these ideas I've got. Well, it'll be the Tyranid Carnifex, which is that weird one that I drew on the Godzilla fusion. That looks like it's got 4 arms. It's like a weird shell thing and that. And then you add a cybernetic laser to the mantis bit, so you got cybernetic body part. It's half dead, so it's a zombie, so you got to show some internal organs and some bones and stuff. And then you add it with Kryptonian DNA, so it can have lasers from its eyes and fly. Although Ven says, let's do the reverse to Dempsey. Give him the craziest prompts and stream it as a live series. And then
I haven't
Ark
watched
says,
that.
now I am interested. Oh, now you're interested in what I forgot to say when I suddenly give you the craziest prompt I've come up with so far.
Yeah, I know Dempsey did something similar, like, what was it, Cards Against Humanity fusion type thing?
Yeah, that'd be quite
Earth
cool.
and Full Wrinkle?
Play Cards Against Humanity, just a basic set, but oh god, that's funny.
That would be quite an interesting video.
Oh, I know, it was Super Fight that you did the fusion with.
Me, yeah. Kind of forgot about that one. I don't know. People have been asking to go back and finish that piece, so maybe once everything well, once all the emotion charts and art challenges die down, we can give that a shot again. I also have some other cool stream ideas I want to try out that involve chat interaction. Hopefully ones that don't take 4 months to complete.
It's been 4 months, you haven't even completed that one yet.
That is very true. I mean, technically, it hasn't been 4 months of drawing since there's been break weeks and stuff like that, but yeah, it's taken a long time. Now, you might be asking yourself, did I totally forget about cell shading halfway through this piece? Kind of. And so, I'm just gonna fade out some of the harsher lines on the face so we can at least keep somewhat of a consistent style here. There we go. And no one is any the wiser. Perfect. Also, I'm noticing it's really hard to shade these pants because there's just no color to them. Yes, Bullwrinkle needs to be finished. Yeah.
Definitely.
I need to do more fusion, merging based things. Those sound fun. Those are probably some of my favorite things to draw. I would highly recommend some kind of fusion art. Especially if you get to fuse things you're really into. Like the voice actor fusions for me. It's just cool watching like who's in what and all that kind of stuff. And the only problem is there's some people with so much on their resume that picking only 3 makes it really hard. If we could finish harmony in this stream, I think we'll be in a good spot. That's why I added color to the pants. Yeah, that might have been the smarter move, Arc, to add a little bit of color to the pants. I might brighten up the I might choose a bit of a lighter black and see what that can do for me. Fortnite characters as murder drones. Does Fortnite actually have original characters, or is it all based on IPs? Because I don't actually know if there's actual like original characters made by Epic Games. I know Fortnite was supposed to be a really cool zombie survival simulator, and I'm still really sad that that got canceled. But I don't know of any actual original characters.
Yeah, I think in the early days they had a lot of original characters, though obviously mostly it's just been more IP.
Yeah.
There's the banana peel and what awesome JJ Ranger said.
There's a banana peel and man.
Pretty much it.
Banana Man.
I also remember there's a fish.
Oh yeah. It's coming back to me now.
I'm here, Ark. I just disappeared for a minute to sort something.
Man, we didn't even get to talk about his artwork while he was gone.
I know, because I went silently this time. You had no idea. Ha 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 ha.
Alright, what are you? You're at 7 right now. Let's bump you up to 14.
Well, that's a bit of an age jump. You're 17. We'll just tell you you're 14 now. Let's go.
I'm not
Right,
the
next.
brightness of the.
I know, but it's just the way it's like, you're 7 now. Oh, so let's bump you up to 14. It's like,
Alright.
you're now 18. Buy me a pint in the pub. Cheers.
Can't do that here.
Nope. Here you can't drink till you're 21.
Oh. Oh, wow, Ark. That's actually quite cool.
Is it the finished piece?
Yeah. Oh, that looks really cool, Ark. I quite like that. I got no idea what you messed up on, but I think you just nailed it.
That's very much Superman wearing a tutu and juggling rubber balls.
Okay,
On a
well,
unicycle, and but the fact is, he put him on a tightrope on the unicycle as well.
wow.
I just spotted that. That's insane. Yeah.
Although it's really impressive to be on a tightrope if you can fly.
Well, I suppose it is impressive considering they could have hit him with some kryptonite gas beforehand to make it hard for him to fly.
I mean, fair enough.
I'm gonna try a little.
Oh, he's
trick
under.
here.
Oh, he's under a red sun at night, so he's got no superpowers. I've always thought this question, right? So, I know in like a Batman episode, they took him to a planet, and Batman had the powers of like Superman on that planet, and there was a certain substance from that planet that made it, him weak. He was weak against something, but he had all Superman's basic powers. But what color sun would you actually have to have for a human to get superpowers like Superman? Because in theory, under a red light, we would be stronger than a Kryptonian because of our yellow sun that gives them superpowers. We're not affected by the red light like they would be if they're on our planet. So technically, we should be stronger than most Kryptonians and on their own planet if we went there. But what sun would give us superpowers like Superman to go flying around and stuff?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Fact.
Currently, I'm trying to look, but the only answers I'm getting is that everyone would die. So there's
Oh, dear.
that.
Oh, well that messes that out. Is there an actual color of the green sun? So if you break up its light into all the different... Yeah, well, we know the light from the sun is all the different colors of the spectrum. That's what we got. So in theory... there'll be suns that give off a particular light.
Small test of the of what the the fading out is gonna look like.
We would need a blue sun.
Interesting.
Well, I'm looking at visible light spectrum, and if the Krypton sun is red, so it's more of the red light from the spectrum, and our sun is technically yellow in all the comics and the stories for a yellow sun, which is like two, like you go down by 2 on the spectrum. The next one down from yellow is green, the next one down is blue, or a light blue. So we would need a light blue sun in order to have that effect from, if you went on the theory of red sun on a planet, yellow sun on a planet, or we're on a yellow sun planet, so we'd have to go down next, which would be a blue sun planet.
Man, I wouldn't be quite too sure about that. Currently, the one research I'm doing says, if the sun were a blue star, the intense UV radiation and extreme heat would have a devastating effect on humans. The UV radiation would cause skin to wrinkle, age, and develop cancer, and could also damage vision. This could lead to blurry vision, eye pain, and essentially a sunburn in the eyes similar to snow blindness, but caused by the sun's radiation.
That just
Basically,
sounds like
we
the
would all
normal sun.
die. Fair enough.
Yeah,
So
but I went on
basically-
comic logic, not real life science.
That's my mistake then.
I suppose technically for us, if we went underneath a red sun, we probably would have superpowers compared to them. In theory.
Possibly. I'm an artist, not a
Oh, well.
scientist.
A purple sun would be so hot it wouldn't actually exist
Well,
in
yeah,
reality.
that would be same class as ultraviolet, right?
I think a purple sun would literally be all of the symptoms Nerd just said in 2 seconds flat. 3 seconds and you're a crispy dust pile on the floor.
Gross.
Oh, I know in reality our sun is white and it just looks yellow because the way the visible spectrum hits the atmosphere and it's the color that we see is yellow. But the actual sun itself, even though we look at it and we see all the colors of yellow, red and orange from the spectrum, it is literally all the colors together which would make a form of white for its core essence. But yeah. It would be interesting.
I don't know if this is going to be final, but I am blocking in some shadows and highlights for that.
I do like the fact that we are all visually seeing and living 8 minutes in the past to what's actually happening in what's happening for the life cycle of what we see.
Wait, what?
Well, it takes 8 minutes for the light from the sun to hit Earth. So anything you see now, technically, is 8 minutes in the past. Anything we were moving about, in reality, is 8 minutes in the past. So if the sun suddenly died out, we wouldn't see it till 8 minutes later.
Shame.
Well, thanks for today's existential crisis.
Well, yeah, but that means that we're technically like we are. Everything we see is 8 minutes behind reality and existence. What happened in those first 8 minutes in the dark? Wait, you're that old?
Yeah.
Welcome to KyngPin Creations. The 65 million year old man. Forget the $65 million man. The 65 million year man.
If I'm on YouTube for 65 million years and I'm not the most subscribed channel, I'm doing something wrong.
Well, technically you've been on Earth for 65 million years. YouTube's just been around for the last 20 or 30.
No, not that many, really.
Yeah, YouTube was like, what, 2006? So...
Yeah. Which is almost 20 years.
YouTube's 19 years old. It was founded in February 2005.
20
Oh, and we gave
years.
KyngPin his second existential crisis today. Good for us. We're on a roll today.
That's weird.
Caden King, yes, we're all time traveling, and I time travel more than anybody in the USA because of the time zone difference.
What the heck was I doing in 2005 instead of starting a YouTube channel?
Don't worry, I was doing the same. I even though I have had a channel for like, I think 8 years or so, 8-9 years, I didn't do anything on it for the last 4. So the first 5 years, my channel was just sitting there, wasting space.
Yeah, no, 2005, I wasn't even born yet. I'm younger than YouTube. So good for me.
Well, I'm older than YouTube.
Or so you think. I'm actually 70 million years old. I gotta say, I'm actually really liking how this is turning out without the use of a specifically designed smoke brush. Yeah, it's a little too close to be dark. I can actually change up that line art. I feel like it's a little too light now. Yeah, we'll see.
Hey, you think you've got an existential crisis that I said? I just found out I'm older than the public internet.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah, 1993 or something was when the internet went public. Officially, its first birthday between computers was 1983, but it wasn't until about 10 years or so later. So I was born before the internet went public.
Wow.
So I am older than the internet, technically.
Yeah, that'll do it for Existential Crisis.
Yep. On that note, everything's a lie, and I'm going, see. God, now I do feel old. I'm older than the internet, and I'm not loaded yet. What was I doing? Why didn't I come up with something like Google at the start of the internet? Oh my God, I'm an idiot. Quick, I need a hot tub time machine. Let's go.
I was gonna say time travel immediately.
Mm-hmm.
No, quickly, you're in Britain. Just jump into a police box. Should work.
Oh yeah, I forgot to find the blue one. It'll work for me. It's fine. I'm a big Doctor Who fan. I know all the secrets of the TARDIS. Don't open the container underneath with the big glowy thing. Don't look into it.
Yeah.
And switch 2 or 3 dials and pull the big lever down. And then hold on because it's meant to be flown by 6 people, so it's going to crash.
And also, it will never take you where you want to go.
No, it'll take you where you need to go. So in my case, it'll take whenever it hits the year that I need it to hit for me to be able to do what I need to do. I will then create. Can't be Google. Not doing Google. That's already taken my hot tub time machine. Google.
I feel that sounds like I feel like I voice acted in something very similar to that. If memory serves correct, I think I was in a fan project for Doctor Who. I think it was something like the Master landed in whenever Apple was invented and took over Steve Jobs' identity.
Yeah, they had something like that with yeah, I'm sure they had something like that. I'm sure they've had something similar to that in an actual Doctor Who timeline.
I think one of the newer episodes, The Giggle, one of the villains goes back in time and invents the internet to make humanity turn on each other. And
Well,
did
they
a pretty
succeeded.
good job, apparently.
Ark says, I have a question. If you had a time machine, what would you do and really want to be a Time Lord? I would travel in it from place to place and stuff, but I wouldn't change anything that affects my current history, how it is. Because that would mess up everything that I know and exists now. But I would go maybe back a week or two with the lottery numbers. Or go forward for the next lottery numbers.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't want to risk going to the past because that might have some unpredictable change thing. But if I go to the future, I can learn what happens then and then make current life decisions now. Well, based on that information, which would mostly be lottery numbers.
And if I was going to do something crazy, I'd go to the future, steal some future Apple tech, and come back with it and use it now. You know, just that like 400 processor MacBook with like 55 gigs of RAM memory, or sorry, 55 million gigs of RAM memory, and like a 15 terabyte hard drive within it, and you can just go, yeah, let's go, just plug it in, boom, done.
But I feel like if you would do that, your modern current technology wouldn't be able to support it. Like the amount of Gs wouldn't be available at the time.
Well, the actual loading on it would be working great, but the actual internet connection would suck.
Yeah.
However, since my internet connection sucks currently, it can't get any worse, so let's go.
At that point, if there's too many G's, at that point you got to move on to H's.
Yeah, till we get to the Z's, and then I'll be asleep.
Alright, I think this is a good place to stop. We got a decent amount done. I'm really happy about that. I feel like
okay.
one
Ark,
more.
I'm assuming there's some kind of historical reference here because I read your message and I'm a little bit concerned, but I think in your point of mind, I would tell art school people to accept Hitler to be an artist. So I'm assuming you would try and change the course of where he went and be accepted to change the fate so the war didn't happen. But the only problem with that is that would be a fixed point in time. You would completely change or shatter the fabric of reality on such a major event. I feel that would be a fixed point you could not mess with the whole timeline stuff.
Plus, there's always the time loop paradox, where like if you go back in time to change something, that thing never happens, but then you would have never gone back in time to change it in the first place.
But that's offset by the paradox of the fact that if you were to go back in time from the future to the past, say so many years, if the version of you in that timeline was killed, you would still exist because your past or their future is your past, so therefore it doesn't make a difference to you existing in the future going forwards. Which is a weird paradox, but that's what they use in Marvel and Endgame to explain why they can kill, why Nebula can kill Nebula, or why they can kill the other Thanos that's come back without breaking up the time stream, because Thanos has come back and it's like, hang on a minute, but if we'd done this or we'd done that, then if we do that, then wouldn't that make them they not insist? No, that's not how it works. Because they had the whole thing about going back and getting rid of baby Thanos.
Yeah, it just kind of depends on what method of time travel you're using. Like, do you have Back to the Future time travel, Marvel time travel, Prisoner of Azkaban time travel, etc.
Time travel's hard.
Yeah.
I could break your brains with time travel, but I'm not sure I should.
I'm good.
Yeah, maybe next stream. It's enough.
Cool. We'll leave it at that because I
day.
came up with a theory the other day, and I don't think we should do it.
That's fair.
Okay. I know I need.
Also, I think we're now in overtime, aren't we, KyngPin?
I know I need to move on to the artist stream, but it's one of those things where it's like, oh, just a little more, and we'll be good. But
Oh,
yeah.
see you later, Fen.
Oh.
Hope you have a nice power nap.
Take care, Ven. Thank you for joining the stream. Alright. Okay. I'll get to the artist stream in a second. Just last little touches.
The main thing to figure out about time travel though is it's not linear. If you get your head around that, then everything makes sense.
Yeah, it's a bunch of timey-wimey stuff.
Wibbly wobbly timey wimey ball of yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched the Don't Blink episode too. I thought that was.
Angels always creeped me out as a kid.
I know, but I thought the way that
yes.
they locked them in Don't Blink at the end by leaving those two people there and sending the TARDIS back, but all the angels who were around the TARDIS was a genius. All four angels just quantum locked themselves. It's like, yes, got it.
Okay.
That's the thing. Imagine being in quantum. Oh, does that mean off screen's quantum locked? Or reverse quantum locked? His powers are quantum locked. Because
That would make sense.
if you look at him, he can't do anything. But if you don't look at him, he can do. He can suddenly have a bazooka or some crazy thing, or do something super crazy. Like nobody knows how he does it. So, if you're looking at him like with the Weeping Angels and they become quantum locked, his powers become quantum locked when he's visibly watched by somebody. But when he disappears on his own, he becomes unquantum locked to be able to use his powers to then pull out all these crazy stuff.
Makes sense.
I got asked Pop Boss, but he's gone away for a week. I bet he'd go, I never thought of that before, but yeah. Who do you think would be a good Time Lord? KyngPin, Dempsey, or Nerd?
Well, Dempsey's already got the accent, and I already have
just
the
gonna
tone.
say.
Technically speaking, we could all be good Time Lords. It just, it's just how we use the ability to travel through time.
Plot
Do we help
twist.
people?
We're
Do we
all the
change certain
same
things?
Time Lord.
Yeah. Plot twist, everybody on the planet's the same person, but in different moments in time, and we all interact with each other without knowing it. Time Lords, there you go. That's a messed up scenario, though. Then again, they did have Loki love Sylphie within like the Loki series, and that's him loving himself technically. So we're not going anything that hasn't been mainstream
That's true.
media.
All right. I am ready to begin the artist showcase if you all are.
Woohoo!
All right. Here we go. First up. Dun 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 dun. We've got awesome JJ Ranger. This first picture is a Lumitipus costume inspired by Patrick Star. I made the pants that wait. First image is a Lumitipus. That is a hard name to say. Costume inspired by Patrick Starr's pants I made for the Elemental Beginnings costume contest. Which that's actually a really funny idea. I do like the pants. They turned out very well. You got the pattern down. What you should have done though is you should have went with Squidward because it was an octopus squid thing. But no, overall, especially with the colors, it matches very well. So I think you did a really good job here. And
I
you
like
also
the crystal.
What? Go ahead.
And I like the crystals and the rendering on them. That's really all the gems or whatever you want to call them coming out of the top of the octopus, and like the color contrast stands out really well, but the actual reflective detail for like the lights and shadows on them are done really, really well as on top of that, which adds quite a cool effect.
Yeah. And then next up by Awesome JJ Ranger. Did I say Awesome JJ Ranger? I feel like I might have messed that up.
I think you did
No,
say
you
it.
said Awesome JJ Ranger.
Okay.
Yeah, it was just the Lumitopus, or whatever it was.
Yeah. Awesome. It's great. I think Patrick looks cool for the color. Definitely. If going based off color, Patrick was definitely the right choice to do. But overall, great work. And then the next one you sent in, Awesome JJ Ranger, possibly the weirdest question the elemental being devs have ever seen. I think this is just like a close to a meme. It's made of cake.
Now I've read it, I can't unsee it.
You're right. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce the monster name, but you're right. It does look like cake.
What, Siloa?
Oh, yeah.
Like xylophone, Siloa.
I saw an X and got scared. But no, very good job, and also now I'm hungry.
Yeah, I gotta say that tail is the bit that makes it look more like cake.
Yeah.
It's the color pattern, like on the legs, bit look like icing, but that little puffball on the tail looks like just like a cupcakey shape when it's zoomed out a bit.
Alright. Next up from Discord again, we have Underwater Wings 103. There are 2 of 5 minions to my supervillain. So they sent in 4 different images that I'm going to try to all fit on the screen. It's the one downside to doing it in the browser. And then, okay. Alright, cool. These are 2 of 5 minions to my supervillain. Okay. So I messed up the order a little bit. Okay, there you go. The third one is the supervillain that is yet to be that I have finished, sorry. And this fourth one is the minion that I started working on, but I'm wondering if there's anything else I can do to add to it. Side note, I did forget to add the hair. Focusing on this last one, is there anything you can do to it? Not sure. My only thing would maybe be add something to the chest, maybe like a couple of suit details or like clothing details or an emblem or something. But overall, really good work all around. I definitely like the colors you've chose. Each one you have, especially these first 2, the colors of the background are different from the colors of the character, separating them, creating a contrast so the viewer can easily tell what is in the foreground, what is in the background, what is part of the character, and then what is part of the background. Because when you deal with less humanoid things, it can become kind of tricky to tell like what's part of the character itself and what's part of the environment. And your use of colors and line art do a really good job of contrasting the 2 of them. So overall, really good job, really nice job. KyngPin, can you please give us cake? We're hungry. Unfortunately, I don't have any. I'm sorry, Ark. But yeah, those are Underwater Wings drawings. And next up is from Ven, who I believe isn't in the stream anymore. unfortunately.
No, I think they're still in. They came back, but also, everybody, I got cake for you. There you go. Got cake, enough cake for everybody to have a slice.
Alright, and there's this one. There we go. Alright, next up is Ven, who says, I didn't want to do anything cursed with duck scares, so I tucked them in all nice and cozy. Oh my gosh.
I was waiting for you to see that. I had a look at it. That's insanely.
That's adorable.
This one's insane.
The little
I like this.
the Z's on the counter.
Yeah, that's the bit that I thought was quite cute as well. It's like turned the counter into Z's, and then you just got him like tucked in with his little head and arms sticking out.
If my alarm clock looked this cute, I might not want to punch it in the morning.
I don't know. I think regardless of this cute, if it cracks in the morning for KyngPin, he'll jump and punch it by accident anyway.
All right, that's it. I'm shutting down the YouTube channel. I'm focusing all my efforts on making duck scare related merch. Oh my gosh, I want a duck scare alarm clock now.
That would be perfect, actually.
It would. Because they've got like the phones and stuff, like there's the Garfield phone and stuff like that, where like part of the character becomes, you can pick up part of the character as a phone. So like, I don't see it not being possible. Also, looking it up, a quick Google search. The phrase down here, a mimir, I'm not entirely sure. This is also from knowyourmeme.com, so take it with a grain of salt. A Spanish baby talk mispronunciation of the phrase a dormir, which means to sleep. That grew popular in social media sites like Twitter, Reddit, and Tumblr after the Japanese artist Dr. Moriki responded to a fan using the phrase. That's funny. I love this so much. And then...
A quick question while you're doing that. Has the little like reaction icons disappeared for everybody in the bottom corner of the chat, or is it just me?
How so?
Well,
Also, hello,
it's either
Fantasy
the little-
Creed.
It's either the little heart symbol showing or the little heart symbol's gone.
I still have hearts.
Okay, what about now?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. It means that we can personally turn it off for us by the looks of things. With the 3 dots at the top, you can do. I don't know if it's just a mod thing. You can do participants, timestamps, reactions, pop-out
Yeah.
chat.
I think it's an individual thing because I
Yeah,
can do that too. Interesting.
yeah, that's quite cool that he's done that, because that was so annoying to read the bottom corner. I've just discovered it, but I didn't know if it did it globally, so I just wanted to ask the question after I just turned it off.
Yeah, that's true. And back to the artist showcase. Next up, we've got 4 drawings from Caden King, which are zoomed in for some reason. There we go. Here is my new elf character, Thorn Nightshade, and her best friend, Sai Salvi. So I'll show these first 2 first. So elf character, wait. Oh, okay, here we go. I messed up. There we go. Okay. No. This one on the left is Thorn Nightshade. This one on the right is Sai Salvi. And then we've got 2 more. But also, first off, I'm going to start off. Love the similarity. Can you stay half screen? Love the similarity between the 2 characters through the use of their colors and their outfits almost. Like they've got a very similar color palette, very similar kind of like skin tone, I guess would be the right word. And that is used to show allegiance. So awesome attention to detail there. And then the next two characters, or next one character in two forms, Drake Scale and his powered up form. So Drake Scale here, and then powered up form of Drake Scale. Wow. I just got a good look at the powered up form. That's really cool. I like the essentially the Power Ranger Power Morpher on the wrist and how it grows more fierce in the powered up form. The attention to detail on the scales on the arms and tail are really cool. And then you've got the very iconic part of your style, King and King. The this kind of hooded cloak too. Turned out really good. Yes, and Sai is also a fantasy armor crafter. Yeah, I can tell that through the it's very not stereotypical. What's the right word? I'm blanking on the word, but you know, very telltale, I guess, for lack of a better word. Telltale signs of like a blacksmith with the apron. So you can definitely tell what their occupation is. Really good job overall. And I love this one the most, the Drake Scale powered up form. Okay, also, people are talking about clipping something, and now I don't know what's going on. What happened? What did I do?
Your word slip up. They were talking about your word slip up when they were calling someone else's her best friend.
Yeah, her best friend to her breast friend.
Oh. All right, live stream's over. Bye, everyone. Nah, not yet. We do have one more art submission, and that is Dempsey's prompt that tormented Ark throughout the entirety of the stream. Superman in a pink tutu on a unicycle, juggling balls, and with the added fact of on a tightrope. And
yeah, I gotta say, I'm really
no, go ahead.
impressed with this one, Art. I'm really impressed with this one, Art. Not only did you get all the elements, but you even added it onto a tightrope with a sky background. And personally, I think you nailed this for the prompt. This is like just brilliant.
I have to agree. I wanna give special props to the Superman S, because personally, that has always been ridiculously hard to draw for me, and you did a very good job there.
You know, that is always ridiculously hard to draw.
Yeah. But overall, like, and I mentioned this in your drawing yesterday, Ark. You do a really good job with texturing and lighting, and especially like in the backgrounds, like these clouds have like different forms to them, and just they're very mystical in the way that they're forming and the way that they're shaded. It's really, really cool. Overall, I really love this one. I also like the hairstyle you gave Superman. It's a very unique one that I think fits the character very well. Thunder thighs. But no, yeah, overall, very good, very impressive. Your art style never fails to amaze me. But overall, I think that's gonna do it for this stream. We are a little over time, but I think it's worth it.
Yep, fair enough.
Now, I want to say we will finish this off in the next stream, but that's very much tempting fate. So, I don't know what we should do.
Unless you do a stream midweek, like maybe an hour or something in a couple of days, just to break it up rather than one big stent. Just do like
Yeah.
an hour or something, or 45 minutes some in an evening, just adding a bit more in that hour and adding a bit more in that, you know, an hour over a couple of days, or just do the rest off screen, like plan it out and then just video it and drop that as a video.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. I'll see where we stand toward the middle of the week with the redraw, the recreations. And then I guess look for some kind of community post letting you know the plan, because I love this. The shading, like the we started with the sketch and I'm like, okay, it's pretty good. I wouldn't call it my best work. The shading on, I mean, like, it just ignore the smoke looks cool, but like focus up. Okay, that's not what I meant to do. No, okay, it's all going wrong. Where did Harmony go? Harmony. Focus on Harmony. The shading here looks amazing, and I think there's a lot of things from House on the Outlands, the show, that I now want to adopt into the into my regular art style. Specifically, the lining on the hair and this highlight technique that they use on the hair are both really fun. But yeah, overall, thank you all so much for joining another stream. I know it wasn't the emotion chart, but we'll get back to that soon. And other than that, great job to everyone who submitted for the artist showcase. And I will see you in a video tomorrow, and maybe, if possibly, a bonus video on Friday. But other than that, take care, everybody.
See ya.
Bye, guys.